We are nothing sacred. We are nothing sacred. We are nothing sacred.
With Maxwell Silverhammer.
We are nothing sacred. With cruise control. We are nothing sacred.
Oh boy.
Oh man. Do we have a show for you tonight?
Oh my
fuckers?
God, do we have a show for you? It's
shit.
that time of the month again, kids. And no,
is it going to be a damn good show? It's a damn good show.
It's like, no, it's gonna be a goddamn good show.
Was that a Vince McMahon reference?
No, that's a
sounded
Hodge
like
Twins
it.
reference.
A damn good show
It's
there,
gonna be a-
Bucky. You know.
No,
Anyways,
no.
I just
It's
did
going to be
my-
a good show. It's a damn
Anyways,
good
this
show.
is the drunken, probably not drunken much at all, actually. The
I'm
whatever the
drinking a
fuck this
PBR. I
is,
don't know what you
sacred
guys are doing.
drink rap. I am cruise control.
Maxwell Silverhammer.
I'm Louie Loke.
Koala.
Oh, we're
Yeah.
all chilling. We're back in action.
Yes, we are, man.
And we
So
We're
wait,
feeling
Max,
good.
I have to ask. So since you're the only one drinking on the Drunken Sacred, should you not be going like 4 at a time?
I don't give a fuck.
Yes.
I'm gonna get my drink
Do
on.
it.
I don't give a fuck.
Do
You
it.
guys do what you
Do
want.
Do it. Chug, chug,
He-
chug.
Chug, chug, chug.
You do it. You want me to drink 4 beers at once? Is that
Well,
what
I
you're
mean,
saying?
no, I don't want you to, but I feel that, just for the integrity
that
of,
you
of the
should.
show.
That's very true. You have to make it. I see
You
where you're
know-
going
Should
with this,
drink
Koala.
one
Right.
one for
all,
each of us.
Yes.
It's not what I
Yes.
want.
So you
It's
gotta
what the
pound-
people want.
You know, this is what the people want. It kind of
Someone's-
sounds like
Someone's gotta be
when
smashed.
people are in, like they used to do in the Marines when somebody would get a pack of cigarettes. They used to put a bucket over their head and make them smoke the whole pack, and they pass out. So,
God.
so that's what that reminds me of.
Well, no, this is basically just to make up for us because someone has. If this
Right,
is drunken, then
right.
someone has to get really, really thrashed. Because I used to,
Right.
remember, right? By the end of this, I used to be like,
And so did Koala a couple times too. I
No,
think.
no,
There's
no.
a few times.
At the end of it, Jeff was like, fucking.
Yeah, somebody did. Somebody did make a
Train?
comment that you love the word "fuck."
am I like a train? Like fucking.
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
All right.
So yeah, we're back in action. We missed you last month, Koala.
We did.
It wasn't the same.
I don't know what happened with Zoom or phones or what it
Oh,
was.
he
but
It
I
was
had-
stupid.
Yeah,
it was
he was
stupid.
Max
You know what
was
happened?
yelling at me. Max got mad at me, and I didn't.
Yeah.
All I said was, "Max, where are you?" He's like, "I know I'm supposed to be in there, buddy." I tell you,
Oh,
I guess I did get a little pissed
Yeah.
off, didn't I? Well, you know what was pissed. You know what it was. See, I used to be able to set the meeting up, like even if I was on my work computer or something, and then send the invite out, and then I was good. It was there. But now I realize it has to be on this specific device for some reason. I'm not sure why.
Huh.
So I have to do it from home. That's why I set the thing out at like midnight the other night, if you guys noticed.
Yeah, I noticed because
yeah.
it came in at like 3:30 in the morning, but I was up. That's because I'm like 2 hours away from
Well,
you guys. Whatever.
That's true.
Right?
Oh, that's right.
And it was funny because I was awake for one. That's a
Right.
weird thing. And then it said this was sent out by Maxwell Silverhammer, and it says active 36 minutes ago. I said, "Wow, he was up at 1 o'clock in the morning over there."
I couldn't.
What's
Yeah,
he
I couldn't
doing?
sleep. I was having a little insomniac night. So I'm like, fuck it, man. Let's get this done now. Shit, get knocked out. So anyway, yeah, that was what was going
it
on with me.
seems like the way of the world, guys, because what we're dealing with
Oh, God.
right now,
Oh no.
terrible. I don't even like calling myself an American.
Oh,
mean,
oh.
They're looking at corruption and
Well, why don't you just call yourself Stevie?
Oh, speaking of trannies,
Oh,
I got a tranny story.
Whoa.
I like it. I like it. That was,
Wow.
There you
that
go.
was good.
Well,
Yeah.
speaking of Stevie, I got a quick tranny story for you guys. It happened just today.
You can't call them.
No.
God, I have to go. I have to
Okay.
This is what I was talking about. See, this is how the country's changing. It's
Right.
that's fear. They're fearing for their lives now, dude. Everyone's
know.
fearing for their lives, except I mean, everyone's saying, "Oh, it's so terrible," and I go, "God, why is it terrible?" And they go, "It's so terrible." And I go, "Why is it terrible?" They go, "Oh, it's awful." I'm like, "Well, why is it awful?"
You can't
It's
tell.
terrible. I'm like, "Oh, what's wrong?" "Oh, it's awful." I'm like,
It's the Chicken Little syndrome.
The sky is falling. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, that's the only thing I like putting syndromes on things.
I mean,
Because
we might get
you
$5,000 checks, guys, at some point.
Oh, Charlie, for our pain and suffering.
No. For I'm not joking. They're for the money that they owe us from taxes. We might actually get big ass, fat ass checks, and some people are going, "Well, that's terrible." I'm like, "Wait, what? This is the tax money that went to all this bullshit." So
yeah.
Anyway,
like the dance classes in Syria.
Anyway, so you gotta.
So here we go. All right.
Yeah,
so
that's kind of a weird thing for a blind person to say, but I'll believe it when I see it.
Right? But ching.
Believe it when I cash it.
So when what happened was today we had an event, and this guy comes up to me. He's an older dude, and he's talking to me, and he says he has a son that's mentally challenged. He even brought his son over to meet me, and we're talking and everything. And so he says at one point, and I gave him an application for our program for his son. And he says, "Hey, listen, do you come out and do presentations?" I said, "Yeah, absolutely." He was like, "Well, I live in a 55 and older community, and we have a senior support group, and I think that what you guys do, our seniors should know about it." And I said, "Oh, that's great." And I said, "By the way, I didn't get your name." And he goes, "Teresa." And I had to keep a straight fucking face. I'm like, "Nice to meet you, Teresa." And I shake his manly hand. And I'm just like, this is fucked up. Okay, because I told you guys my uncle is trans, right?
Yes.
So, but my uncle is trans and lives like a man. You never would have known she was female at one time. But that's the point. It's like, okay, you're manly as fuck. You know what I'm saying? And it isn't until I ask your name and you tell me it's Teresa that I'm like, wait, hold up.
I wonder if he was fucking with you.
Oh, I don't think so. He was dead ass serious.
I don't think so either. That's the sad thing, because 15 years ago, we would have been like, "Oh, that's funny,"
Well, that's it. Now I was like, "Oh shit," like
do I say something?
You can't say anything because or at least it's becoming less. With everything going on, it's becoming much less of a taboo to not actually have common sense, or to actually have common sense. It's
right?
Like, it's like. Because now, with all the laws and stuff like that with the military, which is freaking people out, and I'm going, "Oh my God, it's terrible." And I'm like, "Well, do you not consider it a mental?" Yes, we do. Because here's the thing about all that kind of stuff. If you ask them, is being trans a mental disability, and they'll say yes a lot of times. So they'll agree that it is, but then they'll act like it's not. Like it's really strange. Like,
well, it's not strange at all. Not strange at all, because it when it suits, people love to have a disability, but then when it doesn't.
True that. Yep, you're right. It's that
victim thing.
DWC, disability when convenient kind of thing.
Here's the deal about the military, though. You're brave enough to go out there and fight. So if you're, I don't know, I wouldn't want a sorry military, right? So it's kind of like based on the whole what do they call it? A meritocracy, whatever they call it.
Oh
right?
yeah,
meritocracy. I'd rather it be a meritocracy when it comes to the military, right?
Right.
But if you're trans or gay or whatever, I don't give a crap. I'm not the one fighting out there. Our country.
That doesn't bother me at all.
I'm not brave enough to fucking do it. I mean, I couldn't see anyway.
Right. But still, it's the fact that
you got the wrong guy.
True. And it's
you got the wrong guy, girl.
You're shooting at us, bro. Stop it, man. I'm your bro. Oh.
My thing is that competing in women's competing in women's sports bullshit. That's.
But here's also the thing about the military. It's interesting that you kind of had that slant, because a lot of people are just actively sick. See, I don't care either, but that's the problem. They don't want you to not care. They want it to be acknowledged. And here's the thing about gender dysphoria.
I know. I've seen a lot of those weird videos now.
Yeah, and it's like it becomes a social experiment. So it's not about and then they start getting hired. and recruited and promoted because
they are,
oh, look at us, we're very,
we're progressive.
It's that slippery slope.
I
where
mean,
it's like,
if we're at war with Iraq or something like that, they don't give a crap if you're dressed as a chick. They'll blow your ass away regardless.
Oh yeah, well, that's fine.
Well, and I would too. I'm looking at you like you're against me.
Yeah.
I'm on this side. I don't care if you think you're a horse or what you are.
Right.
You're going down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I would rather have the most elite people than to have diversity.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
And that's the thing that when you don't have that, like that's why the lowering standards for female SEALs. No, there's one standard. You meet that standard, you're good.
Meet the standard, you're fine.
Yeah,
Whatever
exactly.
I don't give a shit whether you're. Yeah, I don't give a shit.
G.I. Jane and you're the shit, then do it. Do what you gotta do.
And the reality is, a 5 foot person who weighs 110 pounds is not going to meet that standard.
Nope.
Who doesn't have the body. Even if it was a dude, it would be like, you're 5'1", bro, and you're like
90 pounds dripping wet.
Yeah, and you can barely even carry. Even if you had the muscles of a Superman, you wouldn't be able to carry something. So.
But we'll still put you in there as a Navy SEAL. Like
Eazy-E said, where the hell you find an anorexic frat?
Right.
Yeah, and you know what? I have to say, working with firefighters, I see that because these women that I treat, the ones that are successful are big, brawny. I mean, it's true. Like, I am incredibly strong for my size.
Right.
I will say that. And I am stronger in certain areas than some men that I know, but certainly not like overall stronger than a guy because I'm 5'4" and I'm pretty fucking strong. But, I cannot, there simply is, well, there's also body weight and mass. So
yes.
I look probably 20 pounds lighter than I actually am. So in comparison to another 5'4" woman, I might be more effective, but when I work with these people, the ones that that are carrying the gear that are really effective, you can see the different body type, they're dense, they're bigger.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is. It doesn't mean that smaller people couldn't do it in a pinch. Like if I got to get out of the burning building and a 4'11", person comes and gets me, I'm cool with that if they can do it.
If they got you.
But over time, they're not necessarily going to be the first person you want to get. And I don't know that I want, and actually this is kind of controversial, but I don't know that I want elite. I want people who can get the physical job done. I want certain people who are elite, who are officers, but I want a lot of pawns out there. I want a lot of people who actually don't think for themselves, who are following orders. And that's kind of how the military system was, because you got to have the corporal.
It has to.
That are
so
in the
same vein, then if they're basically general like soldier followers, right? Mm-hmm. You don't want these guys to be like, well, I'm trans and I need to be noticed. No, you're in the military. I don't want you noticed. You need to be part of the crew. Right. No one really cares.
Right. You're not special.
Dick or
right. We're all the same in this crew.
Yeah, you are. And that's what the whole purpose of desocialization, which is what the Marines and other, they do really well, is they desocialize you. That's why boot camp is so fucking brutal, because I asked my dad about it and some other soldiers that I knew, veterans that I knew. And I'm like, that's horrible. I said, the whole purpose of it is they take away your individuality. Because you're not an individual. You are now a part of this operation.
There's no I and
but
T
I feel like the Biden military was all about diversity and all about I need to be part of this diverse.
Notice,
and it's just like, what are you talking about? You're in the military.
Notice me going back to my my half baked cluster B theory, because it is that whole goddamn notice.
Oh, so this is why you're so animated. You're half baked.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so you're doing a little something back there.
No. I said I meant half baked. Shut up. Half theory.
We just kind of assumed you were sparking it anyway, man.
Of course I. You should assume that anyways, guys. Be an assumption you can make. I won't say either or, whether or not I am or not. It's an assumption you might be
I
able to
cannot
make.
confirm nor deny.
Right.
I did not have sexual relations with that. No.
Well, there you go.
I couldn't inhale.
Oh, yeah. Oh. So yeah, but it definitely goes back to that. Notice me. Notice I need to be special. I can't not be special. I'm special. I grew up to everyone told me I can do anything.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
can be anything. I can take over the world. Self-esteem, which is has moments, but that just clarified because I can't just be. I'm not just Jim the private who's probably going to get his shit blown over while I'm sitting in a trench somewhere if I'm in a war.
Yes, you are.
But no, I'm Kathy, the fucking extraterrestrial.
You're not even Jim the private. You're
unicorn.
private.
Well, and here's the other thing.
Yeah.
That's why they call it
nobody
private.
knows your name. Right? Nobody knows your name.
Here's something else about that thing today, that event. It was an event for those people with Parkinson's disease, right? And the person that they put as the MC had Parkinson's, which is fine, but he had that, I forget there's a term for the, when people with Parkinson's, their voices are kind of, you know what I mean? Like really soft. And that's how this guy's going to sound.
Talks like that. I know a guy who has it and talks like that. Yeah.
And I'm like, why would you make this guy the MC?
I don't know.
This is some
that was
diversity.
Yeah, that's what that was. It was totally that. And I was just like,
that was dumb.
That's like when having the retard get up and sing "I Believe I Can Fly." I remember that. I've seen that too, by the way. Oh, dude! Every year at this disability awareness, at the Disability Awareness Day, every year
R. Kelly sang it. I mean,
they bring this retard up and he's singing it.
Did you get it? Did you get it?
Yes.
I said R. Kelly sang it.
Yes.
Well, it's like that South Park episode where the kid with the stutter sings the 12 Days of Christmas.
Oh yeah. Well, I was thinking of the Timmy thing.
Day.
On the first day of Christmas.
Well, I was thinking I was thinking of the Timmy episode with the Phil Collins character that was like, "You're making fun of him," and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, "Well, wait, am I being
but
too
that's
much
kind
like
of cool because like he's doing heavy metal, but it's just like, why would you have the guy who can't talk? Do be an MC, and then
right?
Koala,
that's the point of that. That's what, exactly.
Dream.
That was great.
It's
that was
my dream. I have a gift.
Yes, Kelly. Many gifts, sweetheart, and that is not one.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why would you put the guy up there and make a spectacle out of him?
Denying my lived existence.
Hey, look, man, he's all parked out, and he's our fucking MC, man. He's Parky D.
Right. Oh dear.
Parky D is his rap name.
Parky D. He doesn't need a DJ because there's no need to scratch.
Right. He just makes those scratches with his mouth.
Oh my God.
You're wrong to that.
Send down into hell.
He can even beatbox sometimes too. He's like, and I was playing with my. Like, damn, the dude beatboxes, DJs, and everything. He's a Parky D is a one-man rap group.
Yeah, he's got a partner with Tourette's for samples.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh shit. Leave it up to us.
Wow. We already crossed that line.
We got a damn good show.
He cracked his own self up.
Yeah, right, I did.
Sometimes.
Someone's got to, right?
It's hard not to do that.
Oh man. So we've got all this crazy shit going on with and I got a little aside from the transsexual type, all that bullshit. I was at dinner with someone in my improv group, and we had just finished a show, and we're chilling. They're talking, and he goes, "Oh," and they're talking about how one good thing that they were saying, "Oh, these people that are maps. If anybody comes around saying we're a map, then they don't want to do that. We'll beat their fucking asses because they're fucking destroying the people that actually really don't that think that's sick and disgusting. So that gives me a little hope, because it's not like people are like, well, the maps, it's like, he's like, if anybody says that kind of shit and there's another person agreeing with him going, and they're going, we'll beat your fucking ass. Like,
at least they have a little bit of a kill switch.
You're trying to invade our space and invade our, and of course it's about their space, which is telling, but it's still at least like they
just don't want the maps to be part of the alphabet.
Yeah,
which is fine.
But here's the thing, though. How long ago did they not want somebody else to be about part of the alphabet? Now that's part of the alphabet, and if they don't, because here's the thing. I was like, oh man, that's great. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I agree with them. Like, just nodding my head, and then he goes, yeah. And then there are all those people the opposite who are like, I'm super straight. I'm like, super straight. Yeah, I never fucking date a trans person. I never have sex with a trans woman.
You're looking at one right here.
and I'm like, wait. You think that there's something wrong with me seeing that you have a dick, even though you whatever, and me going, nah, I ain't want any part of that. You think that's It is discrimination. I'll give you that.
Yeah. Aren't you allowed to do that when it comes down to who you're banging?
If your sexual orientation is your sexual orientation.
Yeah.
Right. That's it.
See, they say super straight, because being normal straight means you would, of course, because if they identify as a woman, then you're actually still straight if you suck his cock. Suck her cock.
But the thing is, who cares? Because the thing, I can discriminate against anybody I want for any reason when it comes down to fucking somebody. Because I can say, I don't like somebody with hair on their back. I can say, and I'm not saying, I'm just throwing things out there. I can say, I don't like skinny guys. I can say, I don't like bald guys. I can say, I just don't like your attitude. I can discriminate against anybody.
Yes.
For any reason when it comes down to fucking. And that is the one area that you should never, ever
feel
be questioned on discrimination.
Nope.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, you know what? Even when somebody says, "I wouldn't date you because you're blind," all right, I get you. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Well,
honestly, that's what I would open with. I'm like, look, I can't see that. Well, if that's something you don't like, then let's just get that shit over with.
Yeah, get going.
Well, we're not even talking about dating. We're talking about fucking. You can date, whoever you want, and still not fuck them.
But somebody may not want to fuck you because you're blind. You know what I'm saying?
Should I be guilt? I mean, how close to rape is that? Like, I can't say no, or I should feel bad because you don't meet my criteria. But I don't want to hurt your feelings. I don't want to discriminate.
Yeah,
I can discriminate because I don't like your clone.
If you have a baby, you're free to abort it.
Well, that's it. Your body, my body, my choice. Yes. Whatever that is, my body, my choice, or whatever.
Yeah, my body, my choice. When it comes down to the babies,
down to the babies, but
I don't want to make you feel bad because I don't want to fuck you.
It's really weird.
I should be able to fuck you if I don't like your toenails.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
It's called rejection. It happens.
Like, oh no, baby, I'll cut them. No, too late.
No, it's also duplicitous because what they all want to do with this is they don't want to have to reveal it early. Because they want you to come back to their house with them. They want you to assume, because if they look like a woman, you can fool things. People. It happens all the time. Go back to their house, and then all of a sudden, surprise! I got a cock, and then you're like, fuck that. And then oh my god, you don't like me? Before you were into me, you thought I was a woman before. Like this whole weird shit.
Because I thought you said it exactly. I thought you met
my criteria. You met my criteria.
Right. Until you showed the dick.
The twisted logic is they think that they're women. So if they actually believe that yes, you call yourself a woman, you are a woman, then they're women. It doesn't matter whether they have a cock or not.
That's crazy Teresa, shit. Though, for just being bold.
Teresa?
I mean, at least Teresa was just laying on Teresa.
Teresa was being very just matter of fact. Oh, my name's Teresa. It wasn't even, and I'm trans, by the way. It was just Teresa.
Teresa was laying it down like I'm not pretending anything.
At least she didn't. They didn't. She didn't.
He didn't. God damn it! It's a man. Yes.
I know, but at least at that point he didn't.
At least Teresa didn't.
Yeah, Teresa. And that's the thing, and that's another thing that just I brought it before, but you have to start calling them by their names. You got to think about every time you see someone who changes their name all the time. Every time you got to see them, just a tiresome fucking. Goddamn, like it's meant to be. It's meant to be. It's meant to be tiresome because it focuses all the attention.
I can't
Right
do
on
it
there.
anymore.
I agree.
Totally.
Yeah.
I can't do it
Totally.
I
anymore.
agree.
Yeah.
My one of my friends was asking me because my nephew was in town, and I said, "Well, his," and I was like, "I don't know if it's boyfriend, partner, or what he calls him, but I know his name." And well, maybe you should ask him. I'm like, no, I know his name, and it never came up. Why the fuck would I ask him? And
Right.
I just, it's just the dude he's sleeping with. That's all I know.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't like the word. I don't know why, but I don't like the word partner.
Yeah, it
I
sounds
get
too.
confused because I think business partner because
Yeah,
I've gotten nailed by that.
I've never liked the word partner.
Well,
Like,
I've heard
like
straight people.
even heterosexual straight people call
Yeah, I've
themselves
heard straight people
partners,
say my partner, and I'm like,
and
well, are
I'm
you
like,
gay? No.
you're.
You know.
Is it your girlfriend, your wife, your whoever she is? But
Right.
don't
What do
don't
you have
say
there? Is it
partner.
an
That's
animal?
just stupid.
Well, they're
That's
trying to make
stupid.
it so, just
Informal or whatever.
well, no, it's generalizing.
Neutral.
Generalized. There you go.
Neutral. Thank
General.
you.
Gender
Yeah.
neutral or whatever they call
Because
it.
that
Yeah.
happened to me yesterday. I had a new client,
Yeah.
and she was talking about her partner, and I kept thinking, "Oh, are you a lesbian?" And
Yeah.
and okay, now I will admit my bias kicked in. She had really short hair, and she was kind of a bigger female. So
She's a dyke.
but well, okay.
Yeah.
Now I will admit that is just I went with a stereotype, and I was
Sure,
totally
sure, sure.
wrong.
We all do all the time, constantly. That's
I
Yeah,
was
we
wrong.
do.
That's
We
it.
do.
And I admit
We
I was
do.
wrong. And lovely person either way. It doesn't matter. I have a lot of lesbian clients. It's cool. Like
Yeah.
I just,
Yeah.
but I went with a stereotype and I was totally wrong. But she used the word partner and it solidified
Mm-hmm.
it.
Right.
And
Or
then
you
she's
thought
like,
it did,
yeah.
right?
So, well, in my head. And then she said, yeah. And he does. I'm like, oh, he. But it's so
Yeah.
confusing. And then I've gotten caught too where somebody says my partner. And I'm thinking it's a love interest, and then they're in business together. And I'm like, fuck you guys,
Yeah.
Oh,
man.
right. So it's
Yeah.
a dating partner, and it's not. It's just a work partner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just quiet
Stupid.
now.
Well, let's see. Let's put the now. Let's say you guys are talking. She doesn't mention that person is a partner is a man, and then you might say, "Oh, does she do this?" And then she's like,
yeah,
"She."
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
You're like,
yes.
No, I have
You
to
know,
say, does your partner? I
Yep.
have to. I
yeah,
have
I
to.
yes, keep it
know,
in neutral again.
but
Yeah.
But I also just
I,
shut up until I figured it out. I'm like
I
fucking
actually,
Sherlock Holmesing.
I actually did that one time in a counseling session. I
Oh,
was like, oh, this lady said something like, my partner treated me like crap. We got into a fight. I go, what did he do? And she goes, and then she kind of like brushed that off, like it's not a dude. And then eventually it came around, and she was like, oh yeah, and she did this. I was like, oh, I was way wrong. I was way wrong.
see,
Like
when I
I
hear
did
partner,
not
I
know
think
that
gay
she was
right away.
gay.
I always think gay when I hear somebody say their partner. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's my go-to
Then
right
there's
there.
the one that's like right to the right to the like next to it is significant other, which that's kind of a little bit
Yeah, like you don't really know what
That's
the fuck
just
that is.
stupid.
Yeah, I would just say, yeah, it is. I would
Almost
just say
everybody's
girlfriend,
significant.
right?
Yeah,
My
what do you mean?
significant other what? Like, how many do you have?
Yeah,
Right. My
You know?
significant other.
Like,
you have a few others, but there's
How
one
many?
that's
I love that.
significant, right?
How many do you have?
Significant
How many do
other.
you have?
One of my others,
this
One of
is
my
significant
others.
one,
the more
significant
significant
two.
one. My main, whatever the fuck it is,
It's like George Carlin would say, the dumbing
Yeah.
down, handy capable, all that bullshit.
Oh, yeah,
Kind of stuff, but it's just
uh-huh.
on steroids. But it's incorporated into our society. It's so crazy. But
Yep.
that's another one. It's like, oh, you're significant. How are they doing?
Right.
My significant other or my better half. I'm like,
imagine if George Carlin was alive today, what he could
Oh,
do with all
man.
this shit.
I don't think he would be. I
Oh,
think he'd
man.
have a heart attack and he
Probably.
couldn't handle it.
Well, here's the thing. Before he passed, before he passed, he was pretty lib. He's pretty like on that side. So.
Yeah, but he still called out the fucking.
He called out stuff.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's kind of like Louis Black. Like if you break it down, he's probably more liberal than he is, but he just calls the bullshit out. I like that because I really don't care.
Of course, I don't care.
Well, there are liberals that aren't woke. You know what I'm saying? There are liberals that aren't.
Well, they're not stupid. There are people who I disagree with. I can disagree with you if you have a point and you're using your head.
Right.
And I actually, some of the coolest people I know, in my opinion, I actually disagree with a lot of times, or
Yeah.
at least half the time.
Like,
But we
yeah.
can have a conversation.
like the fact that Carlin's an atheist and I'm not
Right.
doesn't mean that I don't listen to what he says and take it at face value. Like, huh,
Right.
that's hilarious.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
great. You know,
Yeah.
because he did something about the 10 Commandments and he said, we should really knock these down to like 3 or
You know what?
4.
Speaking of that, cruise control.
Yep.
You said you had a little back. Was it even a back and forth with Stephen King on Twitter?
Yeah, I've had back and forth with Steven. Not back and forth. He didn't respond to me.
Oh, I was gonna say, did he respond to you? That's
Fuck
what
no.
I'm.
But
Was
I,
it
I
Stevie King?
well,
He has a very strange Stevie. Yeah, Stevie.
It's a strange
it's
world.
something with you and Stevie. Something
Stevie
with you and
King.
Stevie.
that's
Make sure to tell
that's-
me Stevie Nicks got into it with you too, right?
Right, I know.
Stevie used to be
It's gonna
named
be
something
Stephen
else.
Colbert. It's gonna be,
Stevie
it's like-
B, the 80s
Yeah.
freestyle artist.
Stevie
Yo,
Ray
man, I got
Vaughan.
into it with Stevie
That's-
B on
that's
Twitter, man.
very
This
true.
motherfucker.
It's very here's the interesting thing, though, because you're mentioning that, but 20 years. I mean, when I grew up, I may have mentioned before, but when I grew up, I was a huge Stephen King fan. One of my first horror novels I read was It, and I've read it like 7 times.
Yeah,
like 8
yeah.
times, like tons.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God, this guy's amazing. Just the way he writes, and Tommy Knockers and Needful
That's
Things
what-
is another one that's
that's what-
fucking amazing.
That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
cocaine can
Yeah.
do to you, man.
And 35 years later, I'm calling him a fucking moron on social media.
Well, you know
He's
what?
a
Okay.
fucking moron.
And this is the magic of social
That's
media,
funny.
and because now you're
Also, what
closer to these
cocaine
people.
can do for you.
Yeah,
You become a moron.
Yeah.
We had a situation. Somebody who, I'm not going to say who, but they have been on the show, and I used to love their music. And all of a sudden,
Uh-oh.
if I ever said, like 30 years ago, if somebody said to me, "You're going to want this person to eventually leave you alone," because they kept wanting to come back on the show all the time. And I was just like, man, this motherfucker won't leave me the fuck alone. And I had to make up some shit, and say that we're charging for interviews now just to get them to kind of back off.
Back off, yeah.
But I'm
yeah.
like thinking, damn, it's crazy. Because like I said, like 30 years ago, if somebody said to me, man, there's going to be a point where you're going to fucking want this dude to just leave you the fuck alone. I'm like,
Yeah.
huh?
and
Well, 30 years ago, I thought that I would just always be a liberal, like a born and raised Californian liberal, right?
Right.
And I'm far from that now.
Yeah. Oh, dude. That's
growth.
not even
And a lot of people are waking up too right now. A lot of people are going, wait a second, this new president, like, because 80% of the country is in favor of the sports thing with women. 80%.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
which is
fuck
crazy.
yeah.
That's not higher than that, but 80% is pretty
Yeah,
good.
right.
And probably most of them are women.
Yeah,
Funny
yeah,
enough.
probably.
Oh yeah,
Well,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So people are actually going, wow, this guy's actually fucking cutting all, and you're hearing all this stuff with Doge and everything going on. So there are definitely some shifting tides going on, and you can feel it.
Yeah.
But they're still just batshit crazy. Like this logged another story from me about this is a crazy woke story. Yeah, if you don't mind me rolling with this.
Oh
right now.
boy.
Oh, no.
Here we
That's
go.
about, man.
All right.
Let's
So
do
there's
it.
a book. There's a YouTuber, and there's obviously YouTube has a lot of different communities. This is definitely social media type. There's a YouTuber called His name is Daniel Greene, and he's part of what's called the BookTube. And they're called booktubers because they're all into talking about and reviewing books, and they're all writing potential writers, and they're all they're all into all that.
Yeah.
And he's woke as hell. So he's
Okay.
totally woke and totally like has been for a long time. Well, and he's got a Discord and everything. He's one of the most popular ones, and he's got friends who he's been working with, collaborating for years, and he's gone to their house and stayed with them and collaborated with them. This one person named Murphy Napier. Well, a crazy bitch posts a video. Her name is Naomi, and she's a they them, and she goes, "Yes, a year and a half ago, Daniel assaulted me. Sexually assaulted me."
Oh no.
And it was this crazy story about how he went there and it was a consensual relationship, or wasn't it? It was a bullshit It was
Yeah,
obvious this
it was
chick
a lie,
lying.
Just making up shit.
Like
Yep,
she
yep.
even said, I don't know if it's consent or not, but a regret can be consent.
No, regret.
Whoa.
No,
or lack of
no.
consent.
Whoa.
Yeah. But guess what?
Huh.
Guess what happened? Guess what happened on for the other booktubers community? And guess what happened? Did they look at
They
that
canceled
video
them, huh?
and
They canceled
they
them, huh?
fucking it's because he lawyered up and got a cease and desist letter.
Of course he did.
For
Who wouldn't?
before he even knew that the thing. There's a whole bunch of bullshit around it, but the chick was obviously lying, right? So this is where the saga gets interesting.
Slander, though.
So yeah, so
Yeah,
basically
it was
everyone in the book tube community turns on him.
Oh boy.
One guy writes
yeah.
one guy puts a video and goes, "We're disgusted by you. I don't even care if I don't want to
Wow.
hear anything you have to say. I don't want to hear
Wow.
your side. You're a piece of shit." You can really find if you look up Daniel Greene
Wow.
Nayomi
Damn.
saga. His
Ah.
Discord, the moderators on Daniel Greene's Discord kicked him out
Kicked him out of his own Discord?
of his own Discord.
Whoa,
Wow.
shit.
Brandon
Damn.
Sanderson, an author, dropped him just dropped him completely.
Won't let him review his shit anymore.
Murphy,
Oh wow.
Murphy Napier, friend of his, had him stay with with her family, with her kid and her husband. Did multiple videos, years and years and years. Puts a statement out. Oh, I can't believe this. Delists all the videos with him on it
Damn.
before even hearing his side of the story.
That's
this
crazy.
Is like
All they caught
Delists-
was one side of the story, and then
all
and then
they
just
caught is one.
running
So
with it.
she was and she's crying. She had a panic attack. Like she filmed her panic attack on the video where
Jesus Christ.
and she talked about all this. Oh, he drugged me and all this stuff, right?
Right.
So this is like a week. So he's dropped. His reputation is being now. He did cheat on his wife, but the only reason why anybody knows about that is because. And like I said,
It's
he's
really his business and his wife's business.
yeah, and he's
anyway,
a
so who cares?
or fiance. He's a smarmy asshole, like I said, woke. And if like the trick thing about it is, if this would have happened to somebody else in the community, he'd be holding the pitchfork up. But regardless, it doesn't matter. It's fucking wrong. And he got completely beat, like blacklisted. They were saying fucked up shit. You're a fucking piece of shit. People like literally got on their YouTube. Every other booktubers get on their YouTube channels. This is an outrage.
Court of public opinion is real.
I mean, I would go so far as to say, like,
it gets better too.
Is this the
there's
Spanish
more?
Inquisition?
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit.
I'm sorry. Yes, like or the witch stake, the
It's
witches.
basically like
Witch hunting.
you just got accused, so you're guilty.
Well, because believe
Everything
all
we
women.
stand for in this country.
Believe all women.
Yeah, well,
And this person
everything we
wasn't even a
stand for
woman,
in this
from what you
country
said.
is just wrong.
Yeah, you always believe the women.
But what is a woman?
Yes, exactly.
Right. I mean,
See, that's
Therese. So perhaps if he came out and he said, "I'm Danielle,"
Yeah, right.
Yeah. You guys can look up this saga on YouTube. You can find
Danielle
everything
did
about
not
this
do
fucking
this.
saga because it's
It
fast.
sounds- I kind
Well,
of in a weird fucked up.
he was bi, I guess. So he did, and he definitely was, like I
well,
said.
there you
woke.
go. He's okay.
He's woke as fuck, you know.
Yeah, well, that's it. There you go. They will just
It's
throw it on
fine.
your ass, right? Like that, you know.
So all these people are just fucking dogpiling in his quote unquote best YouTube friend, Murphy Napier, delists all his videos, makes a comment on our comment section saying, I don't want to have anything to, I'm going to I can't believe I'm so disappointed in you, without talking to him. Well, I left him a message or whatever, and he didn't respond or something like that. Not talking. So all these people do that. They kick him out of his own Discord. And guess what happens 2 days later? Her second video comes out.
Oh,
And this
boy.
one is how she's reenacting the whole thing. And she's talking about, and everyone's starting to go, what the fuck? And then, because the second, so now, and then Daniel releases the video, just a very blunt statement video, because he has to for his, like, hey, listen, I'm denying all these charges. They're not true. I'll be seeking legal action. And everyone's like, you fucking seeking legal action because, what are you,
well, no, that's what it's for.
Yeah.
Right.
Assholes.
And there were a couple people like that, but no, very, very few people were actually saying innocent. They were all jumping on him. A couple days later, the next video comes out. She's fucking talking about, like, she's reenacting stuff. She's talking about more about it. In the first video, she had text messages, but parts of them were blacked out, and people were still believing this shit because the ideology says believe all women. So Murphy Napier, her friend, someone she actually has seen and slept in the same house with and been around, and just fucking just said, nope, I can't not believe this accusation. She fucking turned on him. 2 days later, and so finally the next video comes out. She apologizes. Says, "Oh,
she apologized. The tranny does.
She apologized because, and it's kind of like she's making all these videos. So basically, at this point, everyone knows that it's complete fucking bullshit.
But the damage is done.
The damage is done because now guess what? Guess what all the booktubers do?
Trying to lick his balls.
Murphy. I jumped the gun. I jumped the gun.
Fuck
and I just, blah, blah, blah. And so now they're all putting the videos up going, the guy who said, I'm not listening to his shit at all. This guy's a piece of shit. I don't care what he has to say. I don't want to have anything to do with this guy. And now he's like, I jumped the gun, and it's because she was so convincing, and sexual, and of course everyone in the comment, this is all going to hurt sexual assault victims in the future. I'm like, dude, what about Daniel?
Yeah, exactly. What about him?
Well, but you know what though? The sad truth of that is it's very true. It's very scary. And I have to say, on a personal level, that's why I don't come forward to talk about certain things that have happened to me in the past, is because it went from guys not believing you to now you don't want to be a part of them. I don't want to be a part of a Me Too crowd that's not credible. And so when that becomes uncredible, then you go back to the old ways. So when women who are unscrupulous use this shit to their own means and their own gains, it actually does hurt a lot more people than just Daniel. And it hurts a lot. It goes
back to the girl that cried wolf,
Right.
Yeah.
It wrecks the whole thing. And that's why when everybody jumped on Me Too, I got so pissed off, because I'm like, who didn't get their ass grabbed in the workplace? Guys included.
It's a tricky, absolutely. And it's
especially
a tricky
in Hollywood
thing,
where
because obviously you want to, but all these people, they didn't give a shit about Daniel. Some of these people I honestly believe thought, well, if one guy falls, at least it brings more awareness to
I don't know. I don't think they gave a shit about her either.
No,
I don't think they gave a shit about any of it.
Virtue signaling.
What they gave a shit about was being perceived as being warriors on that front.
Yes.
Nobody gave a shit about anybody in this story.
Yep. You're right.
Exactly.
Except Daniel gave a shit about himself, as he should.
Yeah, and
nobody gave a shit other than Daniel.
And that's the thing. His friend, the guy, like I said, think about that. Someone you've actually met, like you've traveled to their city and you met them, and then you're like, hey, sleep in my guest bedroom. And you're like, all right. And then they don't even, well, he didn't contact me back quick enough. It's like,
he's berated by, how about let me see what he has to say.
Mm-hmm.
I have a dear friend who made a very unfortunate marriage with someone who ended up being a child abuser in his work, not in her home, thank God. But we gave him the benefit of the doubt until it was like, wait a minute, there's evidence here. And we felt like idiots, and she felt horrible. But the thing is, you don't just immediately jump into the whole like, oh, somebody said it, you're guilty. Because if we don't like what you're accused of, and if that's what makes you guilty, then God help us all. Because, I mean, seriously, because you don't get accused of always nice crimes, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, all of a sudden, if I say, Cruz, you sodomized my 5-year-old nephew, and then you guys go, oh my God, oh God, no, I don't want anything to do with him. And you're like, I don't even know did you have a 5-year-old nephew? What the fuck? Which I don't, by the way, but so you're
That's
good.
a good thing, I guess.
But I mean, that's scary. That's really scary when we can start deciding.
Any idiot can get on YouTube and just say any crazy fucking thing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and actually, here's the funny thing. I could have discredited that bitch's video first right off. I've had one panic attack in my life. I don't remember half of it. If you have the wherewithal to film your panic attack, you didn't have one.
No.
Right.
Nope.
Exactly.
But no one,
That's
how
correct.
do you not buy that? How do you not see that initially? Because you're blinded by your ideology. You
Because
have to believe.
it was a horrible
gotta believe.
accusation, and oh my God, how could? And also, here's the other thing. I'm sorry, but have you never regretted some bad pussy?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so did you feel raped or
Mhm.
taken advantage of,
Absolutely
or did you
not.
just go, oh God?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
I'm just
was
like,
a
ah,
bad
damn, I can't
choice."
believe I
No,
fucked that chick.
it was my choice, and I did it, and
And
that's
so
it.
why are we
Yeah.
taking that away from women too? Like I've
That's what victim
regretted some
mentality
nights.
does.
I'm
It
sure.
gets
I'm
you.
sure you've had some bad.
So, yeah, there's some bad dick too, I'm
Some
sure.
bad sausage.
I had one that I thought was going to be great, and I'm like, oh God, that was terrible. And you know,
Yeah.
and I remember it vividly because I was very
It's
disappointed.
hilarious.
I was like, damn, you had such promise and you didn't
Well-
deliver. And you know, the next day I was pissed off. It was like a sex hangover, like a bad, you know. It was
Well,
just
you know what?
terrible.
And whenever
But
somebody,
you know, I never felt like you raped me.
well, that's
Yeah.
it. Like you didn't feel like you had to go out of your way to destroy their reputation. Like,
No, I just
Right.
didn't fuck him
well,
again.
that's the
Yeah,
that's the
exactly.
thing. It was a regret fuck, but
Exactly.
it was also they were having an affair on the side when he was in another relationship, and she actually wanted him to ditch that chick and become his. And I guess
he
his
didn't do
latest
it. She
his
got
latest
mad.
video is proving Naomi King's malicious intent. So Daniel X is actually fighting back. He's not going. And hopefully this is a wake up call to him. Like, wow, my ideology is shit. These
Yeah.
people all these people have all the same ideology as me. And it is, but then again, he still refers to them as they, them, because that's how they wanted to go.
I think he should just let it go. I think actually he should let it go because the whole proving her malicious intent, don't play her game because
Yeah,
then
true that.
you're
You're biting
actually
into her
going
apple.
Giving her
right
attention,
into it.
yeah.
Yep.
You know, you're giving more attention to it. You're also being a victim, which you do have to contend with the fact that a lot of people are going to think you're an asshole and you're a dog, which you are if you're cheating on your fiance or whatever she is. So you're not really a great victim. So if you're
Right.
not
Well-
a good victim, don't be one.
You're not
Just
a great-
back it off.
What makes a great victim?
Well, my
One
Actually-
that's lovable.
I got a
What's
story.
it-
Well, here's a great victim story.
I'm talking about media wise.
Well,
Okay,
Louie, you'll appreciate this one. Yeah, I don't know if you remember that video years ago that came out. It was some chick was talking about MC8 from Compton's Most Wanted, and she said, "Oh, he has erectile dysfunction and he can't get it up, and all this other shit." And she was just talking mad shit. But you know, I think most people knew, like, man, I think it was the other way around. I think he beat the brakes off that pussy, and he didn't want to be with her.
Yeah.
So he just didn't respond. He didn't do anything. And then
One time gaffled them up.
Yep,
yeah, hell
that's the
hath
guy.
no
Yep.
fear like a woman scored. Well, here's the thing that gets me about, and that's definitely happened here. And now she, like, one comment I just read, because she went from the biggest victim in the world and a survivor into the biggest villain, arch villain in 1 week. But
Right.
but
Yeah.
my real take on this is how an ideology can destroy friendships and cause betrayal, and because and also money or whatever the hell's going on. Because Murphy that's disgusting. And so now she has to backpedal. Everybody sees it, and it's like, how do you reconcile that? Like, how do you reconcile that? Like and being exposed like that. You know, it's like, it just shows how dangerous that is, because you had to believe. I had to believe her. I couldn't.
No,
you
and that's
you couldn't go to your friend. Like, this is your partner. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
you know.
And
like,
you don't have to believe it. And it's that's the thing, is that it's insulting to women, to be perfectly honest, because
insulting to anybody. Yeah.
Well, right, but I'm just saying that what people are going to say is that, you know, always believe the woman. Now, I will say for a lot of years, women weren't believed when they should have been, but we can't take it the other way. We cannot,
right?
You know, because
it's the other extreme now. Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's not
like
right.
it's like the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
She was claiming that he was beating her ass or doing all this, and she was the perpetrator.
And some people still believe her.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, they just won't not believe. They can't not believe, and that's my point. That's how scary this shit is, because it destroys. This is what happens with families. Oh, you don't believe that it might, you know, that I'm a woman when I'm a man. Well, no, you're
Yeah, maybe I ought to just, you know what? I could make some money here. I could.
Yeah,
I'm a
staying
woman.
away from you. I'm
yeah,
I'm a
staying away
woman.
from
exactly. You
I'm
could say all
fine.
kinds of shit.
Okay.
Oh, Max
Hang
and
on.
Cruz sexually assaulted me or something.
Oh no! You don't got deep pockets. You don't got deep pockets. No.
Oh,
okay.
thank God.
Let's,
See, that's
You're
why
fine.
that's another reason
let's
not
go
to have
after
deep
Bill
pockets.
Gates. Let's do Bill
exactly.
Gates style. Let's do
That's
Bill
that's
Gates
another
style.
good reason not to be fucking rich. Is that no one's gonna fucking do that shit to me.
I'm gonna get
you know what?
hired, and then
People have
I'm
weird
gonna scope it
misconceptions,
out.
though. People probably
Yeah.
because
Daniels.
It's part of my master plan to weed. It's my filter. I'm a legally blind 50-year-old dude who's on disability and has nothing. So if someone chicks with me, she's gonna like me. You know,
Yeah.
it's like,
Well,
it's
you know what,
not
and
gonna
it-
be because like
I got to move on this, guys. I got to go. I got to figure out who I'm
well,
gonna.
people find that, you know, that people have
You're gonna
strange
set up.
misconceptions too, man. Of,
Right.
like because you know the fact that we do this podcast, they think we actually make money. Like, you know, you guys have money. You guys are blowing up, and it's like, what?
Yeah, fucking money. I'm tired of fucking money.
Our last drink rap, by the way, only had 8 views. So yeah.
Okay, well, but
we're
here's
really
the
blowing
thing.
up
See,
here.
Yeah, I know.
Max, though, for your game, see, don't say that.
Well,
Because it doesn't matter. See, you don't have the deep pockets. You don't have to tell people you don't have them.
Yes.
all right.
True.
Well, true.
I mean,
they
come
can
on,
see that.
come on
And
now.
anyone can go to our
actually,
YouTube channel and see
actually,
that
Max
shit.
has some deep pockets.
No, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna act
For
like
my
I'm
dick.
rich. I'm gonna act like I'm rich all day. And then when I get him in the room, I'm gonna say I'm not rich, and they're gonna go, fuck.
Oh no! Don't do that until you. No! Come on, that's breakfast talk.
Yeah.
Oh, that's after the
Yeah.
fact. Man,
No,
by
I'm
the
just
way,
like, I'm
his
just like,
pussy-
but hey,
at
I'm
least
just
get
like
the
a,
pussy.
I'm just like a trans person. You know, I lie to him the whole night, and then I reveal it. But
and then you say, by the way, are you
I
open-minded?
see.
what? You don't want to fuck me now? You realize I'm not rich?
No, but see, you don't have to do that because it doesn't reveal itself like the trans person.
I know. You're right.
Yeah.
True
Some
that.
confused.
I'm trying to help
Yeah.
you.
Just trying to give you pointers.
Well, anyways,
here.
I had to share that just because, like, if you guys want to check it out, it's a fascinating saga to me because of how many factors involved. Money is involved.
Yeah, I think I'll
she-
let you. I think I'll let you talk about it, and then I'll get all the tea.
Yeah, you got it from me. Oh, wow.
she-
You know what? You're the second person I've heard use that term tea. I had another friend do that one time. I got some tea. And I'm like, you called me to tell me you got tea? And she's like, no, I'm talking about gossip. I'm like, oh, is that what that's called? You know? So anyway,
Spilling the tea.
It's
Spilling
definitely
the tea.
gossip, but it's indicative of everything because a lot of the delisting was because of money too. Oh my God, I might lose subscribers. Oh my God, it's a way of capitalizing on this by having people who are, because Daniel's a big name. He's got 534,000 subscribers.
oh, shit.
And so he's one of the biggest names. So these people are riding his coattails by putting the videos. I heard about Daniel. Daniel and
He's
I.
got 533,992 more subscribers than we do.
See,
Yeah,
so the
that was some fast math.
best thing
Shit.
Daniel could
I
do.
like it. I'm impressed, Louie.
Honestly, the best thing that Daniel could do
That was-
is not even comment on shit, but just start delisting his own people. Just be like, fuck you. You
Yeah.
want to latch on? How
Yep.
about fuck you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
How
Murphy
about
should
fuck
never
you?
be allowed in his presence again.
Yeah, he should be done with her. Like, you ain't real. You know?
It's a misunderstanding. No. That ain't a
Yeah.
misunderstanding.
Oh, I'm
There's something
sorry.
ethically, morally fucking bankrupt about that bitch.
Well,
And,
and not even say anything. Just like, well, here's my misunderstanding. Oops, I don't
Yep.
know you.
Yep.
You
know,
I
this is a
misunderstood. I
misunderstanding.
misunderstood that you were
Yeah,
my friend. So fuck you.
Fuck
Yeah.
you.
That's how I would do it. Just
That
be
trust
like,
is
get off
gone.
my ass.
All
Yep.
because she couldn't fuck, or she was trying to be opportunistic. Because she didn't actually put a video on there. She put something on her community notes, but delisted all those videos with her in, like that they collaborated on and kind of distance herself completely from him without actually hearing from him. Like she admits in the video.
Koala's little idea of getting her panic attack on video
Yeah.
Right.
is completely true. Like it's completely like, yeah, how would you plan that out? Like, okay,
I'm
about
having
to
a
have
panic attack. Let's do
Yeah.
it. Switch on the
Let's get it
camera.
on. Let's switch it on. Let's do it. You know,
Yep.
like
Yep.
what? You can't. It's not something you do on cue.
No,
Right.
and you also don't
Get ready to have your
know.
panic attack.
You also don't know what to do. So the only way that could actually happen, and I've only had one, and I hope never to have another one, but the only way that you could have that happen is somebody happens to be in the room with you and films you
Right.
like, what the fuck is going on with you?
Right.
Right.
But you'd have to be in
and that's a sick
mid-conversation or
friend.
something.
that's actually a sick person too. Like if you saw somebody in a panic attack, I've worked with people in panic attacks many times.
Record.
Yeah.
You know,
oh, record
the
this,
last
man.
thing
Keep
we
it
want
going.
to do is record. We want to hold them. We want to get them like,
Of
okay,
course.
let's get you calm. Let's, you don't go into, film it, Bob.
Actually,
Yeah.
it might be interesting to watch the panic attack video at least.
Well, I think she took it down.
Oh, did she?
I'm not sure if she did or not, but I'm pretty sure. But and guess what? Also, the YouTube, the booktubers who put all those videos up. Guess what? Most of them did erased all of their negative comments, took all of their videos, just crediting them down. Yeah. All of them. So they're all a bunch of little fucking bitches, dude. All of them.
I would just ghost them all. That if I was Daniel,
I would too.
I would just be like, I wouldn't even respond. Like,
and he's the
biggest. Can we? I'd be like, nope, no, you can't, and you know why.
Yep, you can't.
And if anybody asks, like, nope, because they know why.
See, what's fucked up is originally this was all just about sharing a love for literature and books and things like that. Now it turns into this whole stupid
turns into some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I've seen that too among the what do they call it? The watchdog communities.
Yeah.
Call it the ones that do the sovereign citizen videos and stuff.
They start batting against each other because they're competing for views. First of all.
Yep.
And they're so it's all, and it becomes all about once again money again.
And I've seen the predator catchers. Actually, some guy did a video talking about the predator catcher people too. The ones that go after the child predators. And he was showing some of the beefing between like two of them, and it was like, well, wait a minute, if they're doing the same thing, why are they beefing? What's going on here?
Why are you competing if your goal is to catch?
Child predators. They get paid for it.
But that's
money wise. It comes everything becomes it. Everything gets monetized.
Oh, here he goes.
Goddamn thing.
I'm a better child predator catcher than you.
Right.
Yeah, that's exactly. It's you did this.
Do you need some mental health when it comes to money, sir?
No, actually, I know exactly where I stand on it. I know it's a
necessary.
That's why we don't monetize.
It's a necessary evil until scarcity is solved. In terms of resources, but that's a different story.
That's why we don't monetize our shit. We're not involved in that. We're not part of any community. Fuck you. It's nothing.
And it feels so good. We don't have any pressure on us whatsoever. When I stopped worrying about it for my improv group, it became one of the funnest things I do all the time. I got more involved in it. I stopped having worries about it, and because it just same thing with the kook. Do you want to monetize? Do you want to start selling merc for the kooks?
Fuck no.
No.
That's. Actually, somebody pointed out the other day, they were like, man, you've done like radio and podcasting longer than you did rap music. And I'm like, gee, I wonder why. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because with rap, it was about, I want to get this. I want to blow up. Whereas with this, it was just like, man, we're just having fun. And
I understand. This is not me saying, I understand the necessity for it. I understand what its place is. But it's just everywhere. It's just, you can't get away from anybody just saying, you just do that for fun. Well, you do it for fun. Why don't you try to make some money off it? It's like, no, because I do it for fun.
Right. It's my fun.
Work.
Jesus Christ.
I had somebody actually give me a great speech because I was like getting all stressed out about work. And there was something personal, and I get my feelings hurt and stuff, and you know me. So and somebody said, work is something you do to make money and then you go home.
Yep.
And I was like, yeah, that's really true. Even though I love what I do and I love the people I treat, you're right. That's where it ends. The fun things I do for fun. And if I can get money for them, that's great. But if I have to start making it a business, somehow we got this idea that we're supposed to have fun with our work. We're supposed to like what it's a great idea if you like what you do.
Right.
But fun is fun. Like, you don't have to make money off of everything that you do.
Yes.
And
exactly.
Sometimes what you do for fun, it's like vacation, because we can't all go to Hawaii once a month.
Why don't you get paid to go to Hawaii?
and some people love to make money. Money's a priority for them. That's fantastic. Yeah. Great for you. But this idea that people are unambitious if they aren't trying to become a businessman you're not making any money, so you're not successful.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
So because a lot of people I don't fucking care.
Exactly.
I don't care.
Exactly.
No,
I've been fighting it. I've been fighting it for so long. Like, God, I gotta care. If I don't care, I'm a loser.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you got to get to the bottom of that because I mean, I don't know if it's the heart thing or whatever it is, that whatever epiphany I've had over the last, few months, but I live in a 2-bedroom condo. I'm lucky to have it. I mean, it's great. I pay a lot for it and I work hard for it, but I live in, and I have, people that I see these grand houses in where I live because it's a very affluent area. But I got my little 2-bedroom condo. It's nice. And I
And it
got,
works for you.
and
Yeah.
I got, 2 bathrooms. I got a kitchen. I got a living room. I got a little dining room area, like, nice deck. I'm fine, and then I look at there's a lot of wealthy people here that have shit and they're stressed out all the
Oh,
time.
yes.
And
Yes.
then
Yes.
I see
Yes.
my friend who's going to come over tomorrow and we're going to have a day and play Scrabble and do, whatever, make, bake or whatever. She shares a 2-bedroom place with her son and her mother.
Oh
She would
God.
love to have this.
Right. Her own
And I
place,
think,
2 bedrooms.
oh my God. Well, I guess it's a 3-bedroom, but it's a very small 3-bedroom.
And it's pretty
But
cramped for her and all the family. Yeah.
yeah, and they welcome me in for Thanksgiving, like the lovely people. And I think, I like real people, just people that, I I have what I have and I work for what I have, but you know what? I want to live life. I want to actually not worry about always making money. I want to just have enough to
Yeah.
maybe take a trip. Maybe,
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
do some acid. No.
Hey, now.
Hey, why not?
Ah.
That escalated quickly.
You don't want to do acid. It's not fun. Ask me
Yeah.
how I know.
Stick,
No,
stick,
it's
stick
not.
to stick to psilocybin.
Yeah, do the
How do you
mushrooms.
know? How do
Mushrooms
you
are
know?
better.
How do you know? How do you know?
It's like the song White Horse. Ride the white
Okay.
horse. Don't ride the white
So
pony.
so I'm kind of tripping out on that.
Tripping?
Did you haha exactly. Did you actually do anything like that? Like mushrooms or
Acid?
something?
Oh,
Yeah, or
I've
mushrooms.
done them both. Yeah, I've tried them
Yeah.
both. Uh-huh.
Okay, so how is it as a blind person?
Man, you know what? For me,
It's
it's
cool.
mental. It's mental. You don't hear things or feel the
Uh-huh.
walls breathing or any dumb shit like
Oh,
that.
no, sometimes you can hear things.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
You
hear
just haven't
anything.
done enough. We've been lightweights. Whenever that if ever that like you've probably done it. It's just lightweight. Like we
It
didn't go
depends on
heroic.
the type of
Yeah.
shrooms you got. Like, there's
For
the
me, it was
black,
all
the brown,
mental.
the
It was
blue,
just
the
like,
black.
yeah, it
Because
was all mental
I mean,
for me.
granted, my parents were addicts, and I do a lot of like addiction counseling stuff like that. But I personally, we're on a podcast that has 8 viewers, so I guess I can say it.
You can say whatever you want.
I personally don't think that shrooms and acid is a bad idea. I think it could be a good idea. The only thing that I worry about, and what somebody has told me, is you could have a bad trip, and then it could be just like
Well,
a
my,
long
Yeah, well,
time to
the
get
and
off
see,
other
of
my,
thing
that
my,
bad
is
trip.
my
the other
thing.
thing is acid can be cut sometimes with
And
poison.
other things.
Well,
Yeah.
my
strychnine
experience,
and amphetamines and shit like that.
Yeah.
my experience
Yeah.
with acid was very, it was almost. I've never done meth, but it felt like what people describe meth like. Where you
Ooh,
can't sit still. You're worked up about everything. You're
yeah.
That's not
constant.
a good acid trip. Yeah.
No,
That
it wasn't.
sounds like a bad acid trip right
Yeah.
there. See,
Yeah.
and that's
It was
what
not
I'm
good.
worried about. Like,
I did not enjoy that, and I've
all
only
my
done acid
fears
one
and
time.
anxieties would probably be correct
Now
during that
shrooms.
8 hour trip.
Now
Both
shrooms, I've
both
had some
of us
fun
have
trips
had
on
an
shrooms, but I've had
incredible
some
fun.
fucked
Yeah.
up ones. You know what I'm saying?
It's very interesting and it's nothing to be fucked with. I will say that.
Yeah.
It ain't like, oh, I should be doing this every day. Like, no.
It's not something you
Some
can do.
people microdose, but yeah, if you're doing it a lot, you'll notice.
Yeah, it'll start fucking with you.
Well,
for sure.
yeah, I never had a bad acid trip. I had the beginnings of one, and it was because of my environment, and I knew, and I'm like, we got to go. And I immediately had my friends drop me off, and I ended up reading a very incredible Louis L'Amour book the whole night. And Last of the Breed, which is not a Western. It's actually a really trippy book about this pilot that his plane goes down in Siberia and he's got to get out of there. So
I thought
it
all
was
he
a
wrote
trip.
was westerns. I don't know.
No, this is not a Western. So I don't know how I happened on it. Well, I was on acid. So that's, hey. But that was the last time I did it. My boyfriend at the time was like, please don't do it again. And I didn't.
Oh, so he had to ride
And,
along with you, huh? And deal
No,
with
no,
your
no,
shit.
no. I called him the next day and I was kind of laughing about it. And he's like, sweetheart, I don't like that you're doing that. And so I never did it again. And I never wanted to. But mushrooms I had a bad trip on. And the reason was they were good mushrooms, but somebody had handed me a nitrous balloon. And I took nitrous and I could feel, I still can't do laughing gas to this day at the dentist,
I don't
anything
fuck
like
with
that.
Yeah.
And because I could hear weird sirens in my head, I could actually hear my brain going fizzle. And it tripped me out. And for the end of the night, or for the rest of the night, I couldn't finish sentences, and it was weird. So
you're
I
thinking
had
it's a permanent thing, huh?
trip on mushrooms. But you have to be careful how much you take because you don't know how strong the mushrooms are. And you need to make sure that you know who got them for you because mushrooms, there's acronite, there's a lot of breeds of mushroom or strains of mushrooms that can kill you. So you really have to know where you're getting them. And that's a danger. So it's not, unless you know where you're getting them. And then acid, most of the time I just laughed my ass off and thought I was very introspective. And I think I was because we used to tape some of our acid trips, my brother and I,
Of course,
and we
that's
would
a
listen
blind thing.
back.
Let's tape the acid trip.
yeah, and we would drum and we would do music, and we were actually we just had fun. But we knew exactly who we got it from, and it was always really mild. Some of it was stronger than others, but the only time it ever went bad for me was when I was just in the wrong environment, and it was kind of a club situation, and I'm like, gotta get out.
Yeah, and it could be because the one time I did acid, it was with somebody who was probably, kind of a negative dude, you know what I'm saying? So it might have.
Oh, you can't do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that might have been a factor.
And on that kind of stuff, you can like a lot of people kind of get more sensitive to like perceiving moods when you're on that.
Right.
So even if he didn't say anything, like even if he didn't say, I'm fuck this, fuck that.
He didn't. He was actually trying to be very supportive.
And actually, I think more with blind people because we are not. And because people would say that they said you get really almost psychic when you're on it.
So you start picking up vibes and things, right?
Because we're not spending energy on the visual hallucinations, which are a huge part of LSD.
You're analyzing, you're analyzing.
We're going into our heads big time,
right?
So it's.
And you're picking up on other subtle cues that might have been missed because everyone's focusing on the melting walls. While you're like, I hear this guy shifting. He's shifting from foot to foot. He's nervous, right?
Right. Where he's shifting from foot to foot because he's seeing the wall turn yellow.
Yes.
And he doesn't know, okay. And he's probably fine. But you're like, why is he shifting foot to foot? He never shifts foot to foot.
Yeah. And he was pretty cool during the actual trip, but it was just something was off.
It was probably there's probably so, and plus acid is definitely more speedy than mushrooms.
I said, I felt very tweaky. Like
it seems like you guys always did it with people, though. Would you ever do it alone?
I've done
small amounts. I've never done it alone.
I've done small amounts of mushrooms alone.
I did acid alone. I ended up alone because I went out to. I don't even know why I did this, but we went out to the beach. And this is like 25 years ago. So I went out to the beach with some people and they were kind of pairing off. And I was a little bit more like the only choices left I was not into. So I just went off with my dog and I just picked a little place in the sand and I kind of half buried just buried my feet a little bit and like pet my dog. And, people like, are you all right? And I'm like, yeah, just let me know when we're going to leave. And I hung out for like 3 hours by myself on the beach. And it was cool. I just was like tripping. I was just petting my dog. And then I got up after, I didn't hang out the whole 3 hours. I got up and.
Did your dog talk?
No. It was actually just a very calm, I felt like I was one with the beach. I definitely did. Okay. So there was that. But I was fascinated with the waves. And then I was fascinated with how she walked. And I walked down by the water with my dog. And guide dogs, what they do is they'll follow a line. And what they do that's kind of cute is on the ocean line, they'll follow the wave. So they'll kind of weave you in and out and in and out.
Oh, nice.
You know, because
Interesting.
like the wave comes in, the wave goes
So
out.
there you go.
Like
There's that
trying to follow the
analytical shit
water.
where you start paying attention to things. You know what I'm saying? That's what was going on with me.
And so I was just, walking around, barefoot, whatever. And
let's hear more about that.
Oh,
Tell that story.
I was barefoot. The sand was going between my toes.
Oh, yeah, there you go. There we go. Now you're speaking my language.
As I curled my toes on each step forward.
Oh
my God. No, but it was cool.
Music,
and I remember
music supplied by the Tard and the Tourette syndrome guy.
Oh, you mean what's his name? Parky D.
This is acid porn.
Parky D. Acid.
Parky D.
Acid
His album's
Tard
called
porn.
Acid Porn. That's his album. He's like the Herbie Hancock.
Candy cock.
Herbie Handicap.
Herbie Hancock.
Anyway, it was kind of cool. Oh, God. I took the acid from a sugar cube, in case anyone cares.
Yes,
I used to always say,
yeah.
I'm going to have some sugar tonight. And
when,
only the people that knew what I was talking about were like, oh.
See, for me, the acid was just a piece of paper he gave me and said, just put it in your mouth, let it dissolve, like on your lip or something. So I did it that way. But actually, Koala, didn't I call you like 2 nights after I had done it to tell you my adventure?
You did.
That's right. I
You
did.
did.
I thought I did. Well,
Yeah.
I called cruise control the next morning and he
You're
knew
like,
something was wrong. He knew
Immediately,
something was wrong.
right?
Yeah, right away. I went, hey, dude. And you're like, what's up? So you knew some shit was up, man.
Yeah, and some shit's up with our. We have some more. Let's change into a more lighthearted subject because we have
something else.
No, actually, let's I guess we can go into that first. I'm actually feeling a lot better because I'm doing this. But I was going to talk to Louie about this. Or actually, everybody's opinion, of course. But I'm not sure what this is. But I had this presentation day for my improv group. And we're actually creating a new improv show for March. And I'm a producer on the show, and I'm kind of spearheading the creation of it. And today was our presentation day. So I have, I'm the anticipation king, like, I get anxiety and stuff like that. I wasn't really, I'm not
really anxiety, but you just want to get it. Like, come on, let's do it. Let's go.
It's both. It's anxiety, like, what are they going to like it? Because I'm presenting this idea. It's kind of mostly my idea. Basically, it's an Oscar show spoof where we're going to do improv games in the first half, then some long form in the second half. I don't want to go into the whole story, but I'm presenting it today, and all this stuff kind of happens. Like I was supposed to get written paperwork, and a lot of it's my fault. I procrastinated. So I waited a little late, but I'm just gonna. That's kind of like part of it, but I wasn't able to get these papers done. So I had to go off of my mind, and we didn't have basically the setup that I wanted there. We couldn't really do a lot of stuff because there's another play in the space we were doing. And I go in there and I did a great job. Objectively, I can tell you I did a good job. I can say, fuck yeah. Everyone's like, wow, this is a great idea, great presentation. Everyone's complimenting me. We do our little closeout circle and everyone's like, thank Jeff, this is a great idea. We're all excited. And, this is one of the most organized so far, things we've done. So they're really, and it wasn't, they weren't blowing up smoke in my ass. Cause in my mind, objectively, I thought I did a great job.
Yeah. Right.
And I should be right now coming home going, yeah.
Jerking yourself off, being like, yeah,
like,
man.
Yeah. And I've been there before where I'm like, I just did a great show.
Figuratively jerking yourself off. Anyway, you come home, you should just be jacking off like, hey, man.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, dude, I did it.
We all do when we do a good job.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I jerk myself off, man. I'm like, yeah, I fucked that up.
Had a good day today. I got to
So when you came home from your gig at the whatever you were at, did you say, yeah, I did a good job. I think I deserve a jerk.
Exactly.
Why would you not any other day?
That's like, you know what? That sounds like
he's got a cat scratch post near his door. He just goes and starts fucking.
I'm like, you know what? It's time for a jack.
Allow myself a jerk off today. I did good.
You know, and see, if I told anybody, hey man, I feel so good about this, I'm gonna go home and have a jack. Oh, a Jack and Coke? No, I'm gonna go home and jack off.
I'm gonna have a Jack. A Jack and Stroke, not a Jack, and Coke.
A Dr. Brown's cream soda.
So I'm supposed to like this, just like this residue. It's almost like, because I've been thinking on this day, because this is the day we really start pushing this whole thing. It's the day I kind of let it loose on everybody. Like this idea I had, like I've got the structure, the game structure, everything down.
So you jacked off before while the thing was going on.
Yeah, I
did.
Let
loose on everybody.
And that, yeah, exactly. And they were trying to take notes, and it got all over the fucking phone. It's awful. It was a long one too. I was like, my God, you know, I mean, because I've been holding it for seven weeks, you know, before.
Oh man, that's
a lot backed up there, huh?
Yeah, dude, it was like a milk truck. It was like a milk truck spilled or something.
They call you the soda jerker, man.
Milk truck spill.
Jeez. They call you the whipped cream. You can be a barista, man.
So I get home and I'm like, I'm exhausted because I didn't sleep very well last night. I was trying to get my computer fixed because I'm kind of even right now. If it fucking just starts, if it dies, I wouldn't be surprised.
Did you cream on that too? Or?
Well, that was
just on that computer. Yeah,
that's conductor though. It's conductive.
Okay,
the proteins in my dried never mind.
We dried cereal.
No, so anyway, so I get home and I take a little nap and I get up and I'm still just like, you know, and I'm still a little bit. I mean, I think maybe just like doing this is kind of like release some tension or something like that. But I don't understand. I'm kind of just like processing why because even with that, yes, I could have had the piece of the paperwork a little bit better, like had a syllabus for everybody to hand out. They could follow along with it. But in the end, it didn't matter. And I know objectively it doesn't matter. But there's a part of me that's like still like, is it really that good? And it's just fucking annoying the shit.
So there's a part of you that feels like you failed.
Imposter syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
Another syndrome for you there, Koala.
Oh, see, you both fucking said that. Okay, so spill it. What
spill it.
So imposter syndrome is basically like this whole idea of, you know, everybody's giving you all these accolades, like, oh, you did a great job, but in the back of your head, you're like, fuck, I don't think I deserve these accolades. I don't think I should have done and could have done better. And
right.
That
was my theory.
Like, it's the theory that, why
you expected something different.
Why is everybody giving me praise when I know I could have done better and I just didn't?
But here's the thing. Yeah, maybe, but here's the thing. I look back on it and I can objectively, unemotionally look back on it and go, I did do a good job. I explained everything well,
but
I did it.
But in the
man, here's the deal. Here's how you prevent all that from happening ever again. Stop fucking procrastinating.
Yes.
Well, but there's another piece to that that's really, really serious. That I do it too. That's why I know it. Okay. And that's why I said, I know exactly what you're talking about. You're afraid of getting caught out for doing something you might have missed.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Right. If somebody all of a sudden catches on.
Oh my God, I didn't put the punctuation. Like you'll see something totally fucking ridiculously mundane.
I should have.
But in your mind, you think somebody might come out and be like, "Hey, man,
yeah."
You could have passed out a syllabus to everybody, or something, or whatever.
Yeah,
whatever.
Or then you'll get a text and maybe like this is what'll creep up on you. This is why we got to work on this shit, because we get people like us who do this. It will kill you. You gotta not do it.
I know,
and we do it, and this is why we have to work on it, because I've been trying to work on this shit since I started realizing it just very recently. Like, how do you deal with it? So, which you have to think about is like, oh my God, I'm doing this. I'm worrying about, oh my God, Tony's going to see that, or if Tony sends you a text, I'm just throwing a name out there and says, hey, I love what you did. So where are the blah, blah, blahs? You're going to go, oh my God, I didn't do the blah blah blahs. Tony's gonna know. Tony and everything's gonna, So then all of a sudden, all the good work you did falls
Yeah.
apart
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
face of that you didn't do
Yeah.
the fucking blah blah blahs. And chances are, Tony doesn't even really give a shit about the blah blah blah. He
But in
just
your mind.
wanted to see it. And when you come in and you're all stressed out about it, he's like, I didn't do that. And he's like, oh yeah, that's no problem. I just thought, we can work on that. I mean,
So you're
how
thinking-
many?
Okay.
I've had that happen to me years and years, time and time and time again, and that's a lot of the stuff that was making me crazy. That I'm working out over the last few months. Just like, I got to stop that cycle because why? Everybody else is not worried about that. Everybody else is not going home and freaking out about that kind of stuff, but we are. And that's just
because you're thinking about what could happen. What could happen?
We don't think we're good enough in a way.
But here's the deal. Here's the deal. What do you have control of? Like at the end of the day, I mean, I know it's hard. Sometimes easier said than done. But at the end of the day, what do you have control over? Like you probably because you admitted it to yourself that if you had more time, you probably would have had these handouts and all the stuff, and you just ran out of time. And it's like, okay, so the real deal is I mean, it has to be an overwhelming feeling that you say, you know what, I don't want to feel like that ever again. So when I'm given the task, I'm going to start early and try to get this kind of all solidified.
So the root of it is the procrastination, then, is what you're
saying. I mean, partially. I mean, in his case, yeah. Because I think the majority of what he was worried about or what he's thinking about now is, I could have done better if I had more time, or I could have done better if I would have started earlier. I could have done better if I would have, done,
that definitely is part of how much better it was.
Koala's got a point though too, because obviously, we're thinking about what could happen. It's probably not going to happen, but you're still worried in your mind, like, oh shit, I might get a text a couple days later, like, hey man,
but the way we parlay it into Louie's point though is that if somebody ever approaches you on that, you say, you know what? I procrastinated. And I'm learning a lot about just being brutally honest. Not brutally. I don't even like that term, but just being honest. And you know what? I'm kind of nicer for it. Actually, a lot of people have said, you don't have that same delivery that you used to have. Like, you're almost saying things that are harsher, but you just kind of, you're like, this is the way it rolls, and blah, blah, blah. I'm on my way.
You guys continue. This is the part of the show where I have to piss.
Yes, because you're drinking for 4.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
So I got to piss. You guys keep talking, and I'll be right back.
I just find it. Go ahead.
I feel like when it comes to that, like, what you were talking about, Koala, is for me anyway. When I was younger, I thought I had to know everything.
Yeah.
You did. You're so smart. You're so smart with everything. You know everything. And it was like I kept getting patted on the back for knowing everything. And now I'm just like, somebody will say, "Oh, you know about this so and so." Nope, I have no idea. And I'm like so happy about it. Like, hell yeah, I can tell you I don't know.
Right.
Yep.
There's a freedom in that.
Yep. And
I've just started doing that. And you know what? It feels great because I do know a lot about a lot of shit.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
And if people say, do you know about this? And if I know about it, I'll tell you about it.
Yeah, but I always preface things by saying I'm not an expert in that, but I know a little bit about it.
Yeah.
So that way, but before it was almost like, oh well, let me tell you what all the stuff that I do know, and it's like, why do I have to do that for?
Yeah, and that imposter syndrome definitely comes into play a little bit as well, because there is a part of me going, because it's like a small part of me fighting, going, is it really a good ideas? Is it really? And it's like, fuck you little bitch in the back of my mind. It's want to
yes, exactly. Yeah.
But you're good at what you do, and you can't get rid of that little.
But the thing is that
voice.
but the thing is that sometimes he feels like he's not good enough at what he does.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Like, it's like, I mean, everybody on the outside could say, "Oh, you're great," you know. And
Yeah.
I think it's okay to be a little self-critical.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Like I play piano, and I mean, it's not really. It's more contemporary music. Every time somebody says piano, then they think classical, and I'm like, I don't play classical music for shit. But I play
Yeah,
keyboard. Let's just say it like that,
I
right?
can't see Louis sitting there going.
Yeah, yeah.
You never
I,
know.
I've
There's
only
hidden
I've only
depths.
I've only learned like a few songs, and they're not even that fast.
Yeah.
They're not even
I
that
just
into
picture you
it.
like waving your head around like they do, got all the
And,
guys
and that's kind of annoying
Yeah,
banging on
too.
it. Dun,
There's
dun,
an
dun.
annoying side of that. So,
yeah.
that you're fine.
Yeah, exactly. But I play in front of people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I play this stupid game with myself because everybody will give me a pat on the back. Oh yeah, that was great. I was enjoying that. I enjoyed that. And I'm like, little do you know that I'm up here, 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 here. Like I'm
Yes.
so critical of myself. Like, yeah, I could have done better. You know.
Yes. Yes.
But
Yep. And
so
it's
I think a healthy dose of criticism helps. Self criticism helps
yeah.
because it keeps your head from
I'm
going up
back.
in the clouds. It keeps
Yep.
your head from going up in the
God, I had to
clouds. Like,
piss so
yeah,
bad it hurt.
I really am the shit. Like I really am the shit. You
Yeah.
know. So I
Yep.
think it's
And it's
okay.
also you want to pull yourself back because you don't want to start saying that because that's when you get to the
Correct.
point where and so you're always going no 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 no
Yeah.
I'm
But
yeah
but you
So
don't want to.
there's a thin line between confidence and arrogance, right?
True
yeah
that. Yeah.
and you
Yeah. Yeah.
and you don't want to blur that line, and you don't want to pass that line either,
yeah
right? So
Right. Yeah.
I think that's our human way of trying to reduce the likelihood of jumping over that line is to kind of be more critical of ourselves. But when it becomes too critical, like with you, you're saying you're basically that voice in the back of your head is like really strong. It's like, yeah, did you really do good? Huh? Did you? And it's
Yep.
like,
well it's more a
ugh.
feeling it's more like it's almost like that's kind
It's
of why I'm
Well, that's
coming
it.
why I'm
It's that
coming
voice
it's
in
like
your
this
head.
like thing in the back of my because I'm in like I said the voice in my head's going you did a great job today you
yeah, it's
handled
like
everything
in your heart. It's like a feeling that just
Yeah.
kind
it's
of
like
nags at your ribs. You're
yeah
just like,
yes yes
Yep.
like or your back you're like all this like you're just like
yeah.
fuck,
But
you
it's
get
your
the fuck
prey,
Yes.
man. You're your
But
worst enemy all the
yeah
time. You're always going to be your worst, biggest critic.
who gave you this gig, or did you have it? I don't know how it manifested really,
well
but
I'm part of a group called the No Script Society and every
all
couple
right.
months we do a new show and we have two of our members or more of our members produce the show. I
Uh-huh.
volunteered to produce the show because I'm like, you know what? I think that'll be a challenge and I want to do it because I was Scrooge in
Okay.
the last show. So I was,
Okay.
which basically, so it's kind of just a way of
So,
pushing
so,
myself.
so technically, you chose yourself, right?
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
but nobody no, nobody said, "Nah, Jeff can't really do that. Cruz
No,
can't do
of course
that."
not.
Nah, hell no.
You
That
know
was
what I
No.
mean?
just that was you. The only
Hell
person
no.
that said
I'm
that
like,
was you.
I'm like, if you want to rank, which I, of course, I never measure myself against others in improv. You don't do that in artistic endeavors. I'm
There's no competition ever.
a
You're good.
badass, man. I'm solid as fuck. I know where I stand in that. I'm fucking good. I have no,
But there's a
I've put
but
together
there's a part
shows
of you that
before.
doesn't feel that way though.
Or there's something there.
Or
There's something there that I need to niggle on. That I need to. That's kind of
But
where I was
that's
going at
your
with that.
worst. You're always going to be your worst critic, man. All the
Yeah.
time.
But
You know.
you didn't feel the anxiety over your performances in improv. You felt the anxiety over what you structured for the project, right?
More. I always feel anxiety for every show. I feel anxiety all the time.
But what you're talking about is what you worried where you fell down was the project, right?
yeah, I just felt like before it, I was this morning I'm like fuck man, because like all this shit happened all at once. But if I like I said, if I would have done it maybe early on Wednesday, but then I would have had more time in between, to actually fix the problem before I ran out of time. But I'm like, you know what, and I kept thinking, you know what, I have everything in hand. I have it all in my head. I know exactly how I want to present this. I don't use notes. I don't write notes. I don't look at notes. I never
Yeah.
have. I just don't.
I hate that shit.
It might be a visual thing because I just don't want to have bring a fucking thing into my face to draw attention to that because that's a very big part of it.
See, for me, I hate notes too. Like even if I have Braille notes, I've actually had a situation with my boss where she was like, "Well, why don't you write notes? What are you gonna say?" Dude, I hate that shit. What are you gonna say?
And I know it's a good policy to do that in a lot of ways. And so sometimes I will write notes because I understand but for this, I just had it all there. So I'm like, but everyone else didn't, so they couldn't follow along. But then again, the way like I said, looking at it now, I'm like, everyone's all into it. They started getting really excited about it during the whole thing. And someone got up and started pacing around the stage going, we can put something here and we can do this.
You know what, man? Here's the deal, man. When you believe in some shit, it doesn't matter. Because obviously, if you're convincing enough, like, damn, I'm into this. I know this is going to be good. That everybody else will get into it too, man.
And what's more important, being seen as the person who was the badass who put this together, or actually having it be put together?
Right.
Oh, being seen as the badass.
Both.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, there you go.
You're ruining my philosophy.
I'm sorry.
Come on
now. See, I would say both. I would say it's the best of both worlds.
Okay.
Like it's mutually beneficial for you to have the feedback loop of saying I'm a badass, but also if it benefits the whole group and makes a great show, then there you go. Right. That's kind of the feedback.
I mean, that's ultimate, but ultimately, I mean, when you really put it together, you want this project to go well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not just to be noticed as the guy who put it together and who's the great organizer, the great and powerful wizard.
And I'm fighting it. I'm fighting that shit, man. Like punching my own self in the face. Like, will you stop fucking, you little child, this little fucking, I know me, I'm the best. Ooh, that guy, Canadian.
Well, here's why you don't want that, though. You want it to go well. But if you're the one that everybody knows, you're going to have to do a bunch of projects that you may not want to do, that you're going to have to procrastinate on. And I was joking, by the way, because I get it. There's that ego. I totally do the same thing. We are much more alike than I thought. So, I do it too. But the thing is, you have to.
Yep.
Also, what is the worst thing that could have happened if it went wrong?
Oh, all right.
Oh, that's true too.
Yeah.
What's the worst thing that would have happened to you?
They would have said, "Oh, this is a terrible idea."
Yeah. Well, okay.
And what would you have done?
I would have been like, "No,
what was
it's
your
not."
fear in your mind? In your mind,
he would have cried in the car.
If it went shitty, what was the thing that you envisioned happening? That's a good question.
I don't envision it. It's not even envisioning. It's just I don't know what's going to happen. So that feeling is there.
Yeah,
it's like since I don't. It's not about like, oh, this is gonna go. I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna shit myself on stage and I'm gonna start going. I'm gonna go full fucking.
Joe Biden.
Yeah, full Biden.
Full cup of
Joe Biden. Fuck, Louie, you stole my
full
thunder.
cup of Joe.
Cup of Joe.
Full cup of Joe.
Oh man, Louie I thought it, and I didn't say it, and Louie fucking did it. See, I fucked up. I fucked up the presentation now. God damn it! It's me who needs to go.
Cup of Joe.
Oh man, so yeah, I'm not even. It's not like I'm like, because once it gets started, usually I'm so focused in on it. Like once it started, I definitely felt the nerves, and I'm actually a lot better at like recognizing things happening in my mind while they're happening. Yeah. Something that I've got a lot better at, where I'm actually analyzing the shit going on while it's happening. Like I'm on stage and going, I'm not nervous. Oh, okay. Yeah. Or I'm focusing. Oh, I'm a little nervous still.
Once you're there, committed.
And once I see people starting to get interested, and starting to, and I'm like, and then it was. I
know you guys are anti notes and all that kind of stuff, and I guess almost like anti preparation. Have you ever prepared? Have you ever prepared a speech though?
Yeah,
take
and
some
it
notes.
sucked. I prepared a speech one time and it sucked ball bag.
Well,
because
why?
I was too nervous trying to follow the notes and shit.
But why were you trying to follow the notes? Here's the thing. I prepare speeches when I used to have to speak in front of senators and all these things. And what I would do is I would make notes, and the fact, and maybe you do, and this has to do with how your mind works. Not everybody works like this. But what I would do is I'd write things down, and then it would cue me.
Yes.
That's what I was supposed to say.
That's how I do notes too. Because I would hate to make a speech and then get off stage and be like, I totally forgot to talk about that. And I wanted to talk about that. And if I had notes, I would talk about that.
Notes would have helped me. I'd have been so nervous trying to follow the notes. I'd have fucked something up invariably.
You must do notes verbatim or something weird like that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not what notes are. That's not what notes are meant for. Like
They're
notes could literally be, and
Also
I,
jog
I,
your
I,
memory and
yeah, exactly. So
Right.
I use, because who wants to, like, just like what Cruz was saying, looking down, at the notes or something like
It's
that. Well,
never been good for me.
what?
I'm
Well,
telling you.
see, I have a Braille X Braille display, right? I
Uh-huh.
mean, unless you're really looking, nobody knows my fingers are going across the thing.
Yeah.
They
Well,
don't. They're not paying attention to that.
I
And
remember the
so
one time back.
I'll write like maybe 3 or 4 lines. You're going to talk about this. You're going to talk about this, and you're going to talk about this, and that's all. Then it's all off the dome at that point.
I mean,
But at least I can keep myself on track and say, okay, don't forget to talk about this.
right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just found that the one time that I did have notes and I tried to prepare this speech, whatever. It sucked, man. It was back when I used to work with community
That
action
one
against
time, so I'll never try it again.
Nope. You're
Uh-huh.
damn right. That's how I get
well,
down, man.
all right.
That's
Well,
all in a
takes is one
nutshell.
time for me,
what
man.
what about rhymes? When you did rhymes,
Oh, okay.
Really?
Here's what I did with raps.
did you
Okay.
memorize rhymes?
What I did is, and here's a technique that somebody taught me. So what I would do is I'd write the rap, then I go through and record line by line, just on a tape recorder, or now on my.
Oh, so
digital.
you do prepare things.
Well, in that case, yes. I for those situations, yes. For like a rap that I want to do, for sure.
Yes.
So there's situations that you do that in.
Yeah, and I do too. I had notes, like we had a Discord going with the producers, so we had notes going on in there that we throw in there before. But I wouldn't bring them and look at them, and this is definitely a visual thing, because for me, I have to look at the page. I have to and everyone's watching. Like run down the page, find the spot where I was at before, because I then have to look up again and go down and focus on it and find it again. So
okay, so I mean,
there's workarounds
like,
that I found.
This is like your own personal preference, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how big the letters have to be for you to pull it off. I mean, I have the luxury of Braille because I learned it a long time ago, and I just kept on it. And so I
that's part of the reason why I'm kicking myself.
I don't know about you guys. I know Cruise Control can do this well, but I suck at reading aloud. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate reading out loud. That's the worst shit ever, man. Like, I sound like a second grader when I'm trying to read out loud.
You sound like what's his name? You sound like our retarded.
But even when you're
yeah.
when you're reading Braille.
Yeah, even when I'm reading, that's the thing. If I'm reading something in Braille, I sound like, and the guy was, I'm just like, ugh, I don't like that shit.
That's why if you don't like it, do something about it.
Well, yeah, I do something about it. I memorize the shit, and then I'm like, okay, well, here's the
problem. Do something about it. If you're like, let's say that somebody gave you a book and you're like trying to read to these old guys and say, yeah, I know Braille. Yeah, I do. And somebody hands you a book.
I hate that shit. I never do it.
But what I'm saying is the fact that you never do it is why you're not getting better at it.
Well, I don't want to get better at it. I'm like, no.
But
you know what I'm saying? I don't want to get. It's like, yeah, like I should.
Well, then don't complain that you read like a third grader then.
Well, but that's the point. I know that I'm not good at this, so I'm not going to do it. And you know what I'm saying? I'm like, no.
It's so funny how we all react to different things like this.
And it's funny because, like, when I was in the voice, remember that voiceover group that I was in, Cruise Control?
Yeah.
And so what I would do is I would memorize the script, but I would sometimes take a word out, or I'd add some embellishments in. And she was like, no, you got to do it verbatim, because that's if a person's paying you to do the script.
Right.
The whole point of notes is you can memorize your script.
Yeah.
You can memorize it. This is what I do, because I stutter when I read. I can speed read Braille. But I stutter when I read it out loud.
Yes, exactly.
And so,
exactly.
So what I do is I memorize. I read over the script enough that I've memorized it. Notes are only to remind me where I am in the moment. So if I go off path, I know where I've got to go next.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all you got. So if you've already memorized it, what the fuck are you afraid of with notes?
Well, and that's the thing.
You know, this notes are supposed to be like subject material. You know,
What are you laughing about back there, man?
Just this whole thing, like, oh, we're all fucking neurotic, fucking.
oh yeah, we're
That's how
totally
we get
neurotic.
down, man.
Fucking bad.
Well, we're passionate about it too. Like, nah, man, I hate this. I don't do it. I won't do it.
Just also, it just fascinates me just how
Well, you
different
know,
we are.
and that's
Oh,
honestly,
I was in tears. I had to do I remember the first education conference I chaired or ran actually as a president for Massage Therapy Association. So I'm running this thing, and this dude who's my awards committee chair, you know, he's got to give out all the awards and there's all these speeches. Well, not only did I have to do them last minute, but everybody fell down on the job, administration. So I was up till like 3, 4 in the morning putting out, you know, like, oh my God, we got to get these emails out. We got to. So
you're sleep deprived on top of it.
Well, the upshot was I got the flu.
Oh,
and I still got to go to the conference and chair this, you know, and head this thing. And I got to deal with all the prima donnas, and I got to deal, and then I had to do, you know, president's receptions. The list goes on. So then this fucking award ceremony, I have to speak at. He's like, oh no, the president always does it. I'm like, fuck, man. So I didn't have a chance to memorize all the speeches or the
Talking
bios.
points or
Yeah,
something?
behind all the awards. And this is one of my pet projects because I think that, you know, volunteers need to be recognized because otherwise they don't volunteer.
Oh, no question.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm trying to. And then of course everybody, Jeannie, can you just, you know, can you just, and I'm like, I have no time. I've barely slept. Like, you know, I'm like, I couldn't even sleep last night. And, you know, I can't take cough medicine because I don't. And, you know, all this stuff. So I'm just like, I'm focusing on pretty much, you know, one cylinder. And I finally just broke down and I was crying. And I admitted to my friend brought the chair in, who is another friend of mine. And he said, I didn't know that you stuttered when you read. And I said, yeah.
No.
And I said, I do. And I said, I can't do it. I've tried to memorize it. I can't do it. I can do every other part of this meeting. I'm sharp. I cannot do this. I don't want this to affect these people because they deserve you reading it, not me.
Okay.
And you know what? When I did that, he said, that's a good leader. Someone who can actually recruit. And he said, I'm going to do it. And you know what? And I'm like, that's all I had to do?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes that's all it is.
Yeah.
That's all it is, man.
Yeah.
Just delegating shit. Yeah, it's like Louie pointed out.
Letting go of your ego and letting somebody
Let somebody else take it over. Like, I can't do this well, you do it.
And because sometimes people want to take over. Like, I get a chance to do this. Oh,
well, and it was so funny because I said, you were so emphatic that I should do it. And he said, it's because I never respected the people before you who did it. And they wanted to do it. And I wanted you to have a chance to do it. We just were total cross purposes.
Yeah, that was interesting. Well, you know, and that's the deal. You're right, Louie, you got to let go of like you said, you got to let go of the ego because there's times even at work, certain shit that I don't really want to do. And my boss will be like, why don't you have Lila do it? And I'm like, oh shit, I could, huh?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
you know,
like,
it's weird. It's weird, but at my work, a lot of people they kind of like have their own little specialties,
right.
which is kind of cool. Like if I want a social media post to look good, I go to so and so because she knows how to do that stuff like really well. Right. And it's like there's no point in me trying to learn how to do that when she already knows how to do it.
Right.
So she's got to learn everything, you know.
Yeah.
But it's a question of letting go of that ego. Like I was told to do it, therefore I got to do it.
Well.
You know,
the ego and control.
I was the chosen one. I was the one who was chosen to do this.
Right. They're looking to me, man. I need to get this done. And it's
same thing with this whole thing. Like I kind of put this on myself as well because I kind of took the lead. I literally had a vision for what I saw the show could be, and I'm like, right, I got this. I know what I want this to be, and they felt it. Like the other producers, because there's 4 of us. And they're like, well, you seems like you got an idea. And I'm like, yeah. I was like, and I'm like, yes, I can fucking just take this and go with it.
Yeah.
So I've
Yeah.
also that little bit of, and also it's just the beginning too, I think as well. Like
Yeah.
we're going to watch this thing morph and it's in ways like, since it's a group endeavor, it's going to morph in ways that I'm not necessarily going to maybe agree with 100%, but I can't, because it's a team effort of 14 people. And regardless of whether I'm the producer, I'm not going to be like, no, we're not going to change this because this is the way I envisioned it. It's my vision,
Yeah.
Right.
So,
but
so
you know, when you're given that job title of producer, you kind of want to jump into that. I want it to sound this way.
That's indicative of the role. Yeah.
But it's also how you have to do that, but you have to bend with the people's.
Yeah, exactly. Because
it's a balance.
I was thinking about music wise. Like, I don't consider myself a producer. I didn't consider myself a producer because the guy that I worked with was kind of the production guy, right?
Right.
But I made a lot of the keyboard sounds, a lot of the beats, and I was like, I want somebody to rap over this that has this kind of style, like, and then it's like it's not up to me for.
Well, here we go,
and here's
point. Here's the other fear, because I've heard this. This is a criticism about Dre that I've heard, where Dre can't play all those instruments. And it's like, well, yeah, that's part of being a producer. We talked about delegating.
He hired somebody. Yeah, he hired some people that knew how to do it.
Yeah, you're not the composer. You're the producer.
Correct.
Exactly.
You're getting everything. So but I'm kind of the composer, like producing. I'm actually creating the idea for it. But I have to not go. Oh, I still think it would go this way. I mean, I can fight certain things, but I got to give, because in the end, it's not that big of a deal. Like you said, the important thing is the show being good. And a lot of times the ideas that they have turn out to be, others have obviously turned out to be really good. Mm-hmm. And also, even if it's going to be interesting to watch myself. Like I've been doing that a lot, and there's of course that balance where you don't want to go too far into that, where you're constantly, in your head, because that puts you down the rabbit hole, or even constantly just like watching yourself constantly. Like, oh, what am I doing? Am I doing this? You got to kind of let that go.
You preface the whole thing. I remember because I took a note of it in my head. I didn't write it down this time. Anyway, I didn't write down a note this time.
Sit with your brailler, type out a note.
I didn't grab my braille machine and start.
I got my brailler right here. We can write it down.
Yeah. But I took one mental note, and that was at the very beginning. He said I procrastinated, and I said that's the key. That's the key. It's like I know that it's hard to get off your ass and do stuff, because I do the same thing. I mean, I'm a procrastinator myself,
Oh, I got locked into AI. I got absorbed for 2 days straight. So
see,
And so you were saying what you were typing was really dope, and you're like, oh yeah, this is what I want to do, and then you're like, wait, no, I don't even have this shit.
God, I wish I could procrastinate. I don't have it in me, because I learned at an early age. Mm-hmm. I tried to procrastinate, and I just thought about, I have to get this done. I have to get this done, but I'm not doing it right now.
Well, that's
all I had was a really miserable couple of weeks, and then I sat down and wrote the paper, and I got it done. I'm like, well, shit. I could have written that paper.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a life lesson I learned later. I'm definitely better at it than I was before, but I've gotten AI is incredible. I'm on this Grok shit, dude. It's fucking, I've got an experiment going on where I'm doing, I don't want to go too much into it, but but I got so absorbed in it. I'm like, well, I've got tomorrow. I'll start Friday. I've got all Friday to do it. Boom, shit happens. I plug my fucking printer in, my USB fucks with the power, because power draws from USB. I'm like, oh fuck, and then
so off air, I want to ask you what's wrong with your computer, because I am an IT professional as well.
There you go.
I think this is some shit you may not even be able to fix there, Louie. I think this is just an old ass computer. It
could be.
But we can talk about it for a second, sure. But anyway, that's my saga. We have some updates on some juicy gossip.
Can we go into my penicillin?
Ooh, let's go.
She wants some penicillin. All right, let's give it to her. All right, here we go.
So what's going
on? I got some ride stories. Let's tell a U-Beaner story for an O-Beaner.
Oh, we
So,
can't do the HOA first.
oh, you want the HOA first? Okay,
Yeah, I
all
want
right,
the
we'll do
good
Yeah,
HOA.
we
guys
want the
going
HOA
first.
first.
All right, so
HOA.
this guy,
HOA.
we'll give it. All right, here we go.
All right, we got to
So
do the
I'm not
intro.
gonna-
We got
I'm
we
not
got
gonna
to
say specific. I'm not going to say names. I'm not going to say names, but
it's
you
time
guys.
for Tales
HO
from the
from the
HOA.
Too bad we don't have an echo effect or something, that we could do. But
Remember the
so
old Tales from the Dark Side?
well, no, because you know what, we used to do something at the radio station back when we had we were doing the live radio show where we had the saga. You remember? Sluggo, yeah, we had the saga of Sluggo shit, and there was an effect that
How funny.
Shell was able to do to
Koala
our mic,
likes the
or
name
your mic.
Sluggo.
You know exactly who we're talking about.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, because man, I had stories. when we were roommates all the
so
time.
now this is your new saga
Sluggo.
because you've got what's his name, the fuckface in the HOA. So, anyways,
Anthony,
Fuckface, the
Anthony, and
fuckface.
whatever his name.
Anthony
Oh God, I actually gave their names out on the,
Why do
on the
I
air.
always forget?
yeah.
Well, you have been.
All right, fuck
so
it. Let's
keep
do it
going.
You don't remember you don't remember Patrick? You know, is that
Oh,
his name?
Patrick, yes, Patrick. Okay, Patrick. Yeah.
No, wait, you don't remember. Wait. We got to pause for a second here.
yeah, we
You
do.
don't remember giving his name out? You've been giving it out for like fucking a year, dude.
Have I been saying his name? I guess I have.
Time.
Okay, you know what?
How else would I know? How else would I know?
You gotta remember. I've been drinking while we're doing the shows, and I don't usually
I
listen to
think
them
it's drinking when
afterwards.
you're not doing the show. That's the problem.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, so PJ, we're trying to get his punk ass on.
You
PJ,
got all the
PJ.
names.
Now,
PJ, Anthony.
PJ, we know.
all right, so you know everybody then. All right.
Oh yeah,
so
we know the chick. What's her name? Who's
Madeline. Yep.
Yeah. Wait,
Okay.
what?
Actually, I didn't remember her name,
Wait,
but thanks
wait,
for
no,
telling
that's not the
Thanks for
right
telling
name.
us.
That's not the right name.
Oh, that's the right name. That's her name. Madeline.
Oh, Madeline. Okay,
Yeah,
I thought you
Madeline.
said
So now we've got all the
Melon?
names
No, not
back into
Melon,
place.
Madeline.
Okay, I
So-
remember Madeline. Yes,
Madeline,
yes.
okay.
That's kind of like a spinstery kind of.
Okay. Before we go further, what was your new fear of sharing their names when you forgot that you've shared them before?
You know what? I
didn't
didn't
care
remember.
a
I
month
was like,
ago.
oh shit. Well, maybe I shouldn't be putting names out there. Well, because I guess
I do that too. So.
For our 8 viewers.
Yeah, and you got to remember, I was drinking, and so who knows what the fuck I was saying? Like,
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
called
we know.
Sluggo. It's called
So
Sluggo.
anyways, so you're basically not. There's nothing like that happened that caused you to worry about that. Like, hey, I saw your show the other night. And
No. Actually, no. He listened one time.
Madeline
looked one
listened in
time.
on the
Oh,
show and
Anthony
she's
talk.
very
No,
upset.
it's
No,
the
he
Patrick
listened
guy,
one
that
time.
PJ guy.
Although I
don't know.
guess I could, but see, he's been going to some great lengths lately to do some wild shit because well, here's the deal. He sent out an email
This
about
is
a month
PJ,
ago.
right?
PJ, yes. He sent out an email a month ago.
His bullshit's growing. Okay, here we go.
And he basically says, I have some health issues. I'm going to be stepping down as president.
He said that a while back. Yeah.
But he wants to stay on the board, right? So, okay. Now,
Of course, because
we've pretty much been outvoting him on everything. And he's just been trying to find all kinds of stupid fucking reasons, like the board is doing this and they're bullying. That's what he said. He said, we're bullying and harassing him. He actually sent out an email to, I don't know how the fuck he got the emails of other owners.
Of course he did.
But he got the
they would have to, because he was the president. So when they send out board emails about, if your dog pissed on a bush or whatever,
right.
It comes from the president. Yes, they have
Right.
all your database.
But I don't know how he actually obtained all the owners, like even ones that didn't violate anything.
No. They have them all. That's how they can target specific owners for violations. They have the whole database.
Well, from what our property manager was saying, she was like, I don't know how he got a hold of those.
Bullshit. No, they have it. Yeah.
Well, and there was another weird thing that happened. I'll have to tell you guys that too.
So wait. He sent out a letter to everyone who owns property in that.
Yes. To all the owners, basically saying how he wasn't saying our names. He says, I have to omit names from this, but I will just say whatever their position is. So like me, I'm vice president. So he was like grabbing clips from my emails, from Anthony's emails.
He was, the attention was, he wasn't getting enough. He had to escalate.
Yep, of course he did. And he was basically saying that he was being bullied and that we were talking shit about other owners because there was one. Okay, well, here's what started this shit. You guys remember he wanted to change the gate code every year. And I said, well, that's stupid. Why are we doing that? We can keep the same gate code. I don't see a problem with that. Then I got to change it with all my folks. And that's just a bitch. So he basically turned it around and tried to make me a snowflake and say, well, it's all because of one member. He just wants to keep, so he doesn't have to change it with his vendors and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, it doesn't matter, man. It's still a pain in the ass for anybody who lives in here because it might be somebody else who's a renter who takes paratransit or some other service. Who knows what the hell they got. Now, all of a sudden, they got to go to everybody that they work with and say, hey, our gate code's changed. It's now this, and it's like, that's just it's an unnecessary inconvenience. So I was like, I think it's really stupid. We shouldn't have to change the gate code. So pretty much Anthony and Madeline agreed with me. And they're like, yeah, no, we shouldn't have to change the gate code. You're right. I vote not to change it. So then he sends out this email talking about, we're not following our fiduciary responsibility and we're opening up. It's an unmanned gate and we're opening up the community to criminal activity, which, you guys know is bullshit. If people want to get in here, they're going to get in here. It has nothing to do with the gate. So anyway.
Yeah. And if you change the gate code in a month, obviously you want to change it maybe sometimes, after a long period of time.
I know somebody who's lived in the same fucking place. Well, my one buddy who died, last time they changed his
20 years. It really isn't that big of a deal. He's doing it. Obviously, it's attention. It's like it's escalation. Man.
Here's the thing. I think we can cut this one to your benefit really quick.
Okay.
You have an attorney who oversees the HOA, yes?
Yes, we do.
Okay. So what he just did, if he's sending out accusations about being bullied,
yes,
tenants, has to violate something. And so he can be removed from the board.
Right, because the fact that he
and you do it.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to do.
And that's all you have to do.
Our meeting is Wednesday, actually. So that's what we plan to do. We're also sending him a cease and desist
letter. Install Maxwell as president.
No,
Anthony's
going to be
because
president.
we need you.
Let me tell you,
I need the information. I need my penicillin.
Anthony is president. Anthony is rocking it. I'm telling you, Anthony's doing great.
You're like the Elon Musk and the Trump. You're the real president.
He's Trump. I'm Elon Musk. All right. That's
then you're the real president. Ben, see, I see.
Oh, no. Actually, I'll be treasurer. Is what I'm going to be.
You'll be.
But you get that done because you get his ass out of there, and he is no longer. And what I would suggest is that he is no longer allowed to. What you do when you remove him from the board is you have a clause in there that he is no longer allowed any position on the board for a period of so many years.
That's what I think we should do too. Yeah,
that's what you should do, and that's what you need to do.
Yep, we have to include a clause that says you are not allowed on the board for X number of years or something.
And I'd put it at about 10.
Yeah, that's good enough. I'll probably still be living here.
That'll
then,
shut
him down.
But that's all you have to do, and you just get PJ out of your ass, because when he went over the line, and that is a misuse of the database.
It is. It's totally because what he did is he used it to spread false. That was not the only thing. He tried to blame Madeline for embezzling money.
No.
Whoa.
Slander. Actually,
are you fucking kidding me?
I swear to God, it's in the email.
That's way worse than any of the shit he was talking about you.
Oh yeah, I know. That's a criminal. That's a criminal.
That's a lawsuit. That is a lawsuit waiting to happen. So I would suggest that PJ step way the fuck back.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I would also watch yourself, because this is just you don't know Madeline very well.
No, just from me.
I don't trust Madeline yet.
So exactly. So who knows whether she is or not? So don't say, well, she's not doing it, because you have no fucking idea.
Well, that's
he might
true.
actually know that she is and is using it against.
Yeah,
this whole thing's this is like the most interesting fucking thing. Holy, this is turning. Before it was like, oh well, it's HOA stuff, and it's this is a funny little thing. Now it's like fucking Dallas, fucking Knots Landing shit going on here.
Well, you guys look forward to it. You live for it. You're like,
oh,
what's an HOA story? You got an HOA story? So and that's the meat of it. Oh, and then there was another weird thing. This is what I was going to tell you guys.
Wait, but I'm sorry, but wasn't Madeline involved with him at some point?
Oh yeah, in the beginning. I mean, they were
okay. So he might have inside information. So I'd be very cagey about Madeline.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't trust Madeline. I don't like the name. I don't trust her.
Okay. Well, good enough. Fair enough. I don't. She doesn't seem like that kind of person. But then again, I can't say that definitively.
Yeah, but you're very much. You're so much nicer than your temper. You really are. I don't know a better way to say it.
No, you're right. I am nice. I love that. I'm nicer than my temper.
Yeah, you're grumpy, but you're also
like the cranky old like grandfather.
Teddy bear. Yeah, no, not a teddy bear. That's the wrong goat.
I'm a goat. Yeah, there we go.
But you're the lovable goat. You're the guy. You're the lovable. You definitely are. That's a great way of putting it. Rephrase that. You said the nicest grump.
No, you said that I'm meaner than my temper.
You're meaner than your temper, or no? You're
nicer than my temper.
You're so much nicer than your temper because there's a softy in there, but you got this exterior. But you can't get out there, and I'm like, fuck Madeline. I didn't trust Madeline from the stories before.
Yeah, because the way she was handling the whole stuff about going and doing stuff for like groceries and shit.
Right, she took him for groceries and
all that shit. I waited for 7 hours. It was 2 a.m, and I got up and went and got groceries for him. Like, you're sucking his dick or something.
You said he was the little goat, and I was saying he's the goatee.
The goatee. The goatee.
By the way, I've gotten her to leave me alone too. I told you guys that already.
Yeah.
So
Madeline, we can't trust Madeline.
Yeah, we got to put Madeline
off the name alone, though. Do you trust any guys named Louie? Golly.
Oh, Louie, hey, Louie.
None of us trust you,
off track betting, yeah.
That's why you're on here. Like, keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Enemies closer. Hey,
that's why you're here.
Well, I trust you in case I need someone. If I ever need someone killed, I'll be like, hey, I know.
That's right.
I'll talk to Louie.
You're gonna know somebody.
Well,
Louie knows the guy.
Actually, I probably do know some people who can do that, but
So and the other weird thing that happened about a week ago, we were supposed to have a meeting, and we just talked about this meeting. Now our property manager was supposed to start the meeting, because it was over. Oh, that was another thing. That's what's pissing him off too. PJ does not have. Now I know I'm talking shit, but he does not have a smartphone. He has a flip phone. Okay. And he also has Windows 7 on his computer. I know this because when he's brought his laptop into the clubhouse, when we've had meetings, I hear the music that comes up. I can't even believe
who has Windows 7.
PJ apparently, because I know that music that
he's in danger of security. Like he could constantly be bombarded with viruses and stuff.
Right, because they don't even support that anymore, do they? They don't support Windows 7.
No. They barely even supporting 10 anymore. They keep getting these notes to tell you get on 11. I'm like, fuck, I have a new computer. I'll get one.
So 10, So here's the deal with. I mean, not to jump on the whole bandwagon of technical stuff, but 10 is going out of. It's going. Let's just say this. In October of this year, Windows 10 will no longer give you security patches for free.
Oh, you'll have to pay for them?
What they will do is they'll give them to you if you pay for them. It's their way of making. It's their way of forcing 11. You.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
they rape you into taking
11.
Oh, that sucks.
Which I hate that.
You know what? Got an idea.
I hate that.
Charlie, I hate that for
mouth
around the desktop for this one.
Yeah, but I hate that for people who are like you, Cruz, who have a computer that just can't support Windows 11 anyway. Like, that's sad. That means you have to go buy a brand new computer just
because. New computer. Yep.
Well, it would support it, but it's mine's hardware issue, so it doesn't matter what my operating system is. Because I don't want to upgrade now because there's no point because I'll have it cheap. I'll have it come concluded with a new computer. So if I upgrade now, I pay $100 or however much it is.
No. They're still giving it away for free right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Windows 11.
I thought that because I said that I've got the messages that I have to pay for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Yeah, I'll look into it more, but I also kind of want to. I'll just it might but you're right. It's definitely something like if I don't get a computer or don't get Windows 10 11 before October, then anything that happens after that, it just opens the gate if I don't pay for it. And so in the end, it's just like get Windows 11 it's fucking bullshit.
Well, I hate when they rape you into buying
being,
shit that you don't need to buy.
But anyway, so
right,
Windows 7 and a flip phone
so
now.
Windows 7.
So PJ has Windows 7 on his computer. He has a flip phone. Needless to say, he doesn't want to do a Zoom meeting, and so
he probably can't.
Well, but
the
Windows 7, I don't think can even support Zoom.
Right.
Could support,
Well, that's it.
Well, you could do it on whatever flip phone he's got.
Well, no, you could do it. You could do it on the website. So he could do web-based because web-based is actually the website itself that runs the Zoom.
Oh, right. So he can just go on the web,
but actually an app on his computer, probably not.
I'm sorry, but how this is the question.
Oh.
How the scuttering fuck did PJ get to be president? Who did that?
That was way before I was here. That was back in 2020.
This guy is just a piece of work.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah,
totally.
This guy is, and he's like having this woman like go to the and
did you make that up?
What?
Scuttering fuck?
She probably did.
No, it's an Irish thing.
Oh, okay. Damn.
Interesting.
We were gonna give you credit for it too.
Wait, let's do this. I'm gonna use my grokking ability. All right.
Scuttering fuck, are you gonna try to put that in there? See what it tells you. So anyway, he's upset because we want to make the HOA meetings strictly Zoom, right? And we've all voted to do that. Well, at least me, Anthony, and Madeline have. And even our property manager,
Madeline.
Hey, she's rolling with us for now. God damn it! So I'm cool with her until I find out elsewhere.
So what other names strike you as like names you can't trust just off the name? Yeah,
you're going off the name. You're like, I don't like the name. Fuck the bitch.
I don't know. I don't like the name and the history. If there was a Madeline who's like a cute little girl, I think I'd be fine with it, right? It's just a Madeline of a certain age that has proven to be, she was hanging out with PJ.
Yeah, but you know what? She's more of a lackey. She's not
but you don't trust a lackey. Why would you trust a lackey? That's a lackey.
Would it be okay if her name was Madeline?
Oh God, no.
No, it's not Madeline. It's
Madeline. That'd
be
worse. Huh? So
I don't know. I mean, I just see. How old is Madeline?
She's probably in her 70s. I'm guessing.
She's innocent. She's just
well, now she's innocent.
She's just
maybe she's some evil like 7-year-old mastermind.
No, I see what's happening.
At birth to be a bitch.
I see what's happening. She's still not reliable. She's still not reliable.
Wow, that is nuts. Okay. That is so nuts. As an aside, I bet you this kind of goes back to like childhood. She had a friend named Madeline.
I didn't have a friend. I never knew
that person did her. That person did her dirty, and she's been hating the name
I
Madeline.
never knew anyone.
Babysitter or somebody. You know what I'm saying?
I never knew anyone named Madeline. It just, it's kind of like Harriet. It's one of those names that you just kind of it gets your
Harriet Tubman. Come on, man. Come on, Harriet Tubman.
Harriet Tubman. Yeah,
that's fine. And she was great, but most Harriets are bitches. I'm sorry.
I don't know any Harriets, but I can't tell.
Right, what about the name Angela?
Yeah, what do you think of Angela?
Angela's cool.
I don't know anybody named Harriet, but if I did, I'm sure I was gonna make some bad railroading joke.
Hey, Chris.
I just
it would go underground, wouldn't it?
I dropped that one badly. I farted that one out.
That one got railroaded, didn't it?
By the way, just
Underground Railroad.
Your phrase, "What the scuttering fuck," doesn't appear to be a widely established saying with deep historical roots. But let's break it down to see where it might come from. Scuttering isn't a common standardized term in English to idioms, but it could be a playful or improvised twist on scutter, which has origin in English dialects.
Oh, scutter. What is Scuttering
I
about?
love it though.
I just felt like she made that up out of the blue. I was like,
I thought she
can't
did too.
believe
When
you
she
just
said, "What
looked
the
that up."
Scuttering fuck?"
Of course I did.
That's funny. So, well, let me finish up with Zoom here and
It's
bitch
great.
ass in his. So he's upset.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
wait.
heard it. I repeated
Okay,
it.
so before we finish up, we have to add that to our lexicon. So we've got backyard fucking, we got goatee, we got all these. So what the
we
scuttering
got
fuck
What
is
the
we got
scuttering
officially
fuck?
Bakiyaki.
Oh,
Bakiyaki.
Yeah, that goes
Yes,
into the cup of Joe.
it's officially part of the
So these all
lexicon
these little
of
sayings that
nothing
we've
sacred.
had with the show
Yes.
over the years, as it were.
In fact, the
Damn.
show should be called "What the Scuttering Fuck is Going On."
Right. I think so.
It will. This show will
What the
definitely. Well, what the
scuttering
scuttering fuck? Question
All
mark.
right,
That's a good
producer
show
will put
title.
it in. He'll make it look good.
I'll do the terms for fuck so it actually goes on YouTube. But,
It makes
Yeah,
more
right.
sense.
Star K
right.
or whatever it is.
yeah,
How they do
it
it.
does make sense. We all knew what you meant, so it's all good.
Right.
Oh yes, absolutely. That was never like what
So
what does scuttering mean?
keep going, Max.
So
Well,
anyway,
it
so
had me thinking.
he doesn't like the fact that we want to do the meetings as Zoom meetings, but first in one breath he's talking about how more owners need to be involved and we should increase the board from 4 people to 7.
Oh,
And-
more people for him to control. Yeah, cool.
That and
Go ahead.
but more people. Well, what he doesn't see is more people that'll vote against his bitch ass. So, and we've
Yeah,
been.
well, how he sees it is like almost like packing the court.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
You put more people in there, then hopefully it's people that will side with him.
Yeah, exactly. But of course they're not going to. That's
Right, right.
they know he's a scumbag. But anyway, so we were supposed to have this meeting the other night, and it was supposed to be strictly on Zoom. And he was upset about that. And he was like, "No, you have to have it at the clubhouse too. You have to give people the opportunity to." And it's like, well, no, man. It's first of all, and that was another thing. He was bitching about. They should have meetings on Saturdays too, so more people can be involved. Now, back in the day, this motherfucker purposefully would have meetings at like 10 in the morning when people were at work. You know what I mean? So of course nobody can be involved. So now all of a sudden he's so concerned, he's backpedaling on everything.
Meetings with Madeline.
That's right.
Yeah, it was him and Madeline. Yeah, exactly. That's what it was.
What's that one
Meetings
song?
with
I
Madeline.
woke up at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Secret love.
Oh, now you're thinking of 6 o'clock in the morning, man.
It's
so
It's 6
it's-
o'clock in the morning.
Try
Still
so hard
thinking
to
about you.
fight the way we feel.
Oh, yeah. So you think they were banging, huh?
I took a
Well,
to the
how old
grocery
is
store.
he?
He's 60 something.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
bragging. Or she wanted
She
to.
was robbing the cradle. There she
Yeah,
goes.
oh,
I
yeah.
guess
I
she would've
actually,
been.
I don't
I
think
don't
they
know how
were
she-
banging. I think that she wanted to.
Oh,
Why else would
you think
why
she
else would
wanted
you?
to? I think
Making all
he
these
wanted to.
assumptions.
No,
No,
why?
hold up,
Why
hold
would
up.
you be his doormat unless she wanted to?
Right. I think he wanted to. Right? Or well,
Mm,
she.
No.
She-
Because
she
she's the one
wanted
that
to.
would go to 2 in the morning to
Right.
get groceries and shit.
Right.
Yeah.
She
Well,
had
that's
to
true.
have wanted to.
Yeah,
That's true.
Or they were, or they, and maybe she finally got fed up with it or something like that, and that's now he's
No.
losing his.
No, she wanted to, and then he didn't show interest. That's why all of a sudden she switched over sides. Come on, guys.
Okay, so all right,
Woman
so
scorned.
Oh, I've seen that too.
This
Yeah, I've
is
seen
like
that
this
too.
is the Naomi.
Hey man, you know what? I'm
Naomi
not
thing
even gonna speculate on this. This is that's going
Yeah.
way above my pay grade.
Exactly, I hear what you're saying. You got to be neutral, but just keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes and ears open.
Oh yeah. So here's what happened. We were about to have the Zoom meeting, right?
Keep
Well,
your
our
eyes on
property
Madeline.
manager.
Well, mainly his ears.
Yes, I know. I knew you were gonna go there.
What? Oh, why? 'Cause I'm a goat?
No, because you're blind, fool.
Oh, okay. I thought it says I'm a
Madeline
goat,
might-
goats have floppy
If
ears.
she
or something.
starts approaching you,
Yeah.
no, just stay clear.
She's been a good
Clear.
chinchilla. She's a chinchilla, by the way. If you guys,
Oh
yeah.
dear. Oh, you've
No.
already. Oh no.
Oh, she's got a name.
no.
Of course, I
Of
named her.
course.
Oh no. Oh, why do you do it? Why do you do it?
Hey,
Oh,
you
we're
know.
gonna hear about Madeline next time. I know.
Jesus. Anyway, so we're supposed to have this meeting, and our property manager never starts the meeting. So I'm texting Anthony. I'm texting Madeline. Hey guys, I'm on Zoom, and Tamara hasn't started the meeting yet. And they're like, "Well, I don't know what's up. We're sitting here too. We're doing it." And I'm like, "God damn it! what the hell's going on? So we waited till, I mean, this was supposed to happen at, oh, and let me back up. 2 hours prior to this meeting, we were having an email conversation, and somehow something about the meeting at 5 o'clock got brought up. Oh yeah, don't forget at 5 o'clock when we have our meeting, be sure to do this or whatever. So all of a sudden, the manager doesn't start the meeting. And finally, she reaches out to Anthony and Madeline. Doesn't reach out to me, but she reaches out to Anthony and Madeline and says, "I'm sorry, guys. I forgot we were having a meeting tonight." And I'm like, man, there's something weird going on here. Like, I think she's either scared of PJ, you know what I'm saying? Or something's going on. Because PJ's a bully. That's another thing. This motherfucker, he's a bully.
Yeah, but then why did she reach out to Manthony or Manthony?
Manthony?
Manthony.
Manthony. So you like the name Manthony? No.
Yeah, I don't think she trusts the Tamra either.
Yeah.
Just based on the name.
Who would? I don't know if I trust the Tamra.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't trust the Tamra.
I don't know.
There's my name that I'm like a little bit like, that's a little.
Kimberly's are all batshit crazy too.
No.
Oh yeah.
Kimberly's are batshit crazy, aren't they?
Yeah. Especially the ones that have you call them Kimberly and not Kim.
Right.
Yeah,
my name is not Kim, it's Kimberly.
Oh, they're all nuts.
Anyway, that's a long story.
So the ones that call you Kim,
that story,
the ones that ask you to call them Kim, they're okay.
They might be. They might be. It's debatable. Jury's out.
Anyway, so you think so they were on the so that email was there. So she was in the email loop.
Oh yeah, she was. Yep.
So
why were you not, and why were you singled out, and why was the man why did she not respond to you directly? I'm sorry.
Well, to be fair, they were probably texting her where I wasn't. I don't have her number.
Well, my point is
forgiving.
The email.
Hey, I'm just telling you how it was. I don't have her number. Matter of fact, Madeline texted me and she was like, "Can you text Tamara and ask her where she is?" And I'm like, "I don't have her."
What were those
number.
words? Your temper. Your
wait.
You're calmer than your temper, or you're
nicer than my temper.
You're nicer than your temper. You are teddy bearing right now.
I want to go somewhere else. Let's roll back for a second. You said that 2 hours before this meeting.
Rewind.
Right? Okay, so 2 hours before this meeting, you all were in an email.
Everybody. An email conversation. Yep, and
Tamra was in that too, right?
Yes, she was. She was
so
copied
she saw
on
it,
that email.
that meeting was mentioned for that day 2 hours before in the email.
It sounds like he's interrogating him.
No, he's right.
And they were in there.
Yep.
So she saw those emails or had those emails. Was she the one who mentioned the meeting starting in 2 hours or?
Oh, I think one of us did. At some point.
So that's the only out she has, but she was in that email loop and saw that.
Yeah,
so she definitely didn't check her email, but she could have obviously. She's either.
That's what I'm saying. Something was funky. Yeah. Well, then here's another part of this that was crazy. So somehow PJ met there were some owners that went to the clubhouse and they were hanging out at the club and he was talking to them. Matter of fact, because I'm friends with another guy, the blind guy that owns his unit in here. And he called me. He was like, yeah, PJ met us all over at the clubhouse. And I was like,
oh, wow.
And I was like,
are you kidding me?
I swear to God, because Ed called me the next day. He was like, hey, man, he was like, we were at the clubhouse and PJ was telling us, he wants to get you guys off the board and that you guys are bullying and harassing him and you're doing this and you're doing that. And I'm like, son of a bitch. So, yeah, he basically let me know that PJ had somehow met them at the clubhouse. I'm like, wait, if we specified in the email and in the newsletter that it was just going to be Zoom only, how did these owners somehow get the memo to he's
going behind this guy's
so did Tamara, whatever the fuck her name is.
Yeah.
She orchestrated the meeting, and where was it?
It was supposed to be on Zoom.
Yeah, but where was it?
And it ended up at the clubhouse.
And somehow. Was she a part of it?
No, she actually was not there. I asked Ed that, and he said,
"How did it end up in the clubhouse, though?"
Well, that's it. I wonder if PJ was reaching out to motherfuckers.
Of course he did. There's no other way.
Right.
How else could it have happened?
Exactly. So PJ reached out to those people and said, meet at the clubhouse or Zoom or whatever he said. So Yeah.
Or Zoom. Why would he mention Zoom? He didn't
Well,
mention
that's
no, I don't think he
beautiful.
did.
That's beautiful. You
I don't-
you have a correspondence. All you have to do is you send Tamara or Tamarin, whatever her name is, and you say that, due to the fact that he orchestrated another meeting and we did not, I mean,
something we
all you
weren't
got
aware
to
of.
do is just let her know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh
Let her
yeah.
know.
We will be doing that.
And this reflects on you as property manager.
Yes.
Because it reflects undue diligence.
Here's another crazy thing. I think personally we should fire them as a property management company. You know what I'm saying?
Don't go there yet, because
No.
you can't go there yet.
No,
you
no,
need
no,
her.
no. But the thing is this. We because they, like I said, for shit like this and the fact that he's able to obtain these emails and all this other stuff. And I was like, well, why don't we get another property management company? But it sounds like, and I don't know, but it sounds like PJ has burned so many bridges. And that's another thing too. I was told that if a property has a lot of projects going on, which we do, I mean, they want to fix the parking lot. We're going to redo the dog run to where, because the kids keep kicking out the sprinklers every time. So we're going to make it where it's AstroTurf instead of grass. So,
this whole thing just exemplifies just complete and utter.
Kids
I don't even
kicking
understand
out.
this shit. Okay, so this guy, let's take this as like a TV show. Let's say this is like this shit isn't even as good.
Show.
This shit is. I've never seen this kind of shit even on reality TV that's planned.
That's
this isn't
because you've never had
reality
a front
TV.
row seat to an HOA, man.
This is this dude. This guy literally goes behind your backs and has a meeting without letting you, Anthony, or Madeline know that there's another meeting going on at the same time as this meeting that you're waiting for doesn't happen.
Right.
So while you're in your house is like waiting for a Zoom call, this motherfucker is in the
clubhouse.
20 yards away.
And
having a meeting with all these people ripping on you guys.
With him about
you know what's funny? As I said that to Anthony in a text message, I was like, dude, I have half the mind to walk over to the clubhouse to see if PJ's over there right now. And he was like, well, he knows it's supposed to be on Zoom. And I'm like thinking, man, I should have just folled my instinct, man.
Have any of you spoken with him about it? No.
Just via email.
Oh my God.
Just via email. So he's kind of like he doesn't really show his face much.
Yeah, because he's scared to. Maybe you should make a call and just say, I am going to, present your case about what you're going to do, but, keep the emotions out of it.
Well, of course,
but just let him know, hey, I know this happened. It's absolutely wrong. And we're going to have you removed from the board and then, or whatever you want to do.
We're voting on that on Wednesday. That's going down.
Let him know before.
And that's the other thing. That's what makes me wonder, like, why did Tamara all of a sudden not, forget about the meeting? That was the other thing, because Madeline kept saying that
it really is a very convenient coincidence, isn't it, though?
It is. We were going to vote his ass off the board, and then all of a sudden now he's ducking. She forgets about the meeting so conveniently. Her phone was off. I mean, it was rolling to voicemail from what Madeline was telling me. Yep.
Whoa. Madeline was telling you. Okay, let's roll back. I'd say lay low. Lay low till Wednesday.
Yeah.
I've changed my idea because I don't trust Madeline.
Yep.
No, it's Tamara. You should.
I don't trust Madeline. No, I don't trust Madeline.
Nope, I don't either.
She told you Madeline's phone went to voicemail. How are you not getting this?
Well, I don't have her number. I couldn't call her.
No.
How can I verify
no,
that?
You're a smart person. You're taking the word of someone who's not trustworthy to tell you that it went to voicemail. Okay?
You don't trust her.
Dude, she told you that she waited for like 7 hours for this guy for groceries. Do you believe that?
Well, no, but basically what she
and if she did, she's this bitch, and come on.
It's like there's like I said, I get where you should. So the idea is be neutral, obviously, but just like I said, keep your radar open for this shit because just do it, man. Like I said,
don't trust anybody right now. Don't trust
because these people. Think about this whole batshit thing, man. He literally goes behind your back, uses the list of names that he has to contact them with at an outside of any of you knowing.
Right.
This guy is this.
As far as you know,
Oh, he's a
I think
scumbag.
Madeline knows.
No. He's fucking nutso, dude. He's not scumbag. This is beyond that. This is watch your fucking back. This shit, dude. I mean, how do you go through that how do you go through that whole thing? He literally orchestrated a meeting in the whole thing, like.
Right. Like, how did he end up at the clubhouse? And believe me, like I said, I had another owner who I'm friends with who called me and said we had this meeting at the clubhouse, and he tried to make it like you guys just didn't bother to show up. And I'm like, oh, wow.
Right.
Because he knew that you guys wouldn't.
Because you didn't know about it.
And because you were distracted waiting for the Zoom call from this pitch, and you had no intention of actually.
I'm so mad at myself for not just going, because I should have followed my gut.
Yeah, see, that's
gone
interesting.
down there and been like, what are you doing, man? You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, but you shouldn't have to follow your gut. You shouldn't have to do any of that. And that's the thing.
This whole thing is such a wild.
It's just, and I don't know whether Madeline is deceptive or just a sweet old lady who's being deceived, but you cannot trust Madeline.
Yeah,
you can't.
Wow.
You just can't.
I'm in agreement.
All right.
What do you think? Louie's like sitting there going,
yeah, the shrink wrap guy, man.
He's just like probably like this. Oh man.
I think it's hilarious that based on people's names, Koala doesn't trust
name at
people.
this point.
Right. She's got it in for Madeline already.
No.
She got a Madeline and a Tamra, and she don't trust either one of them.
Just
based on their name.
No, it's their actions.
No, it's their actions.
It's their actions.
Yeah.
It truly is. I don't like the names, but it is their actions.
Yeah, I've got a funny feeling from that
None
whole
of
story
that
of hers.
rings
He told me to wait outside his house for 4 hours, and I did. It's like,
well, no, she didn't do all that, man. She didn't wait outside his house. There was times where she would call him at night and keep her on the phone for a couple hours.
Well,
you know
how that sounds.
Yeah.
Okay, so I to take Maxwell's side a little bit, I think it's a little bit easier to see it from as an outsider.
Yeah.
Then when you're on the inside and you're like, oh, but I know these people. You guys really don't necessarily know these people.
Well,
that's true. You're just
but then at the
in
same time, from an outsider's perspective, it's easy to look at it and say, look, objectively, this person can't be trusted because of what they said here, and here. And so, you can take their advice with a grain of salt, but I think it is easier to look at it from the outside and say, look, this is what's going on. It's almost like watching a soap opera, right?
Yes.
Oh, totally. It is a soap opera.
Watching a soap
This
opera.
a reality show. For sure.
You're like yelling at the screen, like, bitch, why don't you just tell him this? Just say this, and then everything's gonna be just fine.
Right.
But the characters are not doing that, right?
Yeah. Like when we're watching a movie, like, you stupid bitch, why'd you go in there?
But my question is, in what scenario would that be acceptable?
As far
No. I mean, the whole scenario is not acceptable as far as like saying that that it's supposed to be on Zoom, which you kind of should have had an idea that he might have pulled this. The only reason why I say that is because he wanted to also have the ability to not meet on Zoom and to just the only people who really wanted to meet on Zoom were the ones that are against him, like you and Anthony and a few other people.
And again,
right?
Everybody else.
I'm kicking myself in the balls for not going out there. All I had to do was just go a few feet from my unit because it's not that far from the clubhouse. I could have walked my ass down there and be like, hey, what are y'all doing?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's almost like you're you could have trusted your gut, but let's say you did that and there's a bunch of people there.
Mm-hmm.
What actually happens?
What is this meeting? And there's
what actually happens at that point?
And this is an old lesson. I'm just gonna go back here, back in the day when it was
when you were young.
Yeah, when I was young, when I was about 12 years old. So we went to a restaurant one time, and this is back when it was hip to steal Cadillac emblems. Remember that was the thing that people used to do?
No.
Especially hood cats. They would check. Okay. Well, there was a time
Was
when
that
people used to
direct
steal
response? Like, nope,
Cadillac emblems.
don't know.
And
That must be a German Jewish Vegas thing.
a German Jewish Vegas thing. Why gotta be German and Jewish, man? Why can't it just be a
Because it's
motherfucking
Cadillac.
I Cadillacs? I thought black people like what was black people that were stealing Cadillac emblems. So what happened is we went to this restaurant.
Well, so you're trying to be black.
And my mom
Oh.
owned a Cadillac. My mom did own a Cadillac. So there was
Anyway.
a little black kid that rode by on his bike when we were getting out of the car, and he looked at my mom's car, and she goes, "I hope that kid doesn't steal my Cadillac emblem." Just kind of, it's like a ingest type thing. So we go inside, we have our meal, come out. Guess what's missing off the car?
It's gone. It's
My
gone.
my mom's Cadillac emblem. Yep.
Wow.
So we actually drove. We drove through the neighborhoods, trying to find this motherfucker. And eventually, because my mom, remembered what he looked like, so she gave some kids a description. They were like, "Follow us," and they're on their bikes, so we're like following them to like a house. And anyway, my mom eventually did get a Cadillac emblem back. That he had a drawer full of them, is what he did.
Oh,
this
wow.
kid. But anyway, that was one of those situations where you think, damn, you should trust your gut. And this is something that was like almost 40 years ago. And yet I didn't trust my gut. I should have taken my ass over to the clubhouse and been like, "Hey, PJ, what's going on here? What do you got going on?" You know what I mean? So,
But you shouldn't have to.
Yeah, no.
That's true.
Yeah.
Shouldn't
have to.
This whole thing is just it really is like soap opera. It's literally that's why I was laughing so hard. It's like, this is like such incredibly stupid.
Like
shit.
reality TV writers couldn't.
That's why you guys want to be
exactly.
on the board, because you wanted some juice.
Oh, man, I didn't
Oh,
realize
I
it would
love
be
it.
this.
I love it.
I thought we'd
Well,
get the same old stories like your
She calls
stories,
it her
like,
penicillin, right?
Yeah, penicillin. Apparently,
I thought it'd be like all paratransfer.
And
Yeah,
you
my
didn't
wife
ask
was
for
late.
it first.
It's moldy yet.
It cures.
It cures. It helps.
This is like literally like some kind of like literally like saga now at this point. It literally
totally.
it's like you started out because I'm thinking, oh yeah, we'll have a new HOA story. Oh, what's going on? Well, PJ said we had he had a clandestine meeting with all the other owners.
It's like fucking Downton Abbey shit.
Like, good God.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's drama for sure. And it's just
I
he's
wonder
wrapping it
how
up.
much TV and all that shit has to do with people, because we're mimicking TV more and fucking more.
Yeah.
Like, we're literally
How much does art
society's-
imitate life, or how much does life imitate
Seriously,
art?
because
Right.
Because like, dude, are people like literally thinking of these ideas from shitty ass TV shows where they like, well, I saw this on Knots Landing in '85. They had this secret meeting in there.
Right.
Yeah, how we react and how we do things. That's a good point, because I think that we do. I think I saw this on this, and this is how they reacted, instead of just reacting like we need to react.
Yeah,
Right.
Because this shit's just like, how do you even have this go through your head and think this is like, I'm going to have a secret meeting of people to talk shit
Like,
about
I'm
the
going to
other-
show you guys. I'm going to get the owners together, and I'm going to gang up
Well,
against you guys.
how do you accept? I have to say, I honestly have to say, as your friend, how do you accept it and not just say, "Look, you're booted off the board. That's totally a violation."
Hey, we got to vote. We got to democratify.
Yeah, you got to
like anything.
democratify.
Yeah, and that's Wednesday,
but
right?
you're still not.
Yep, Wednesday,
really...
the 26th, man, 5 p.m. And if it doesn't go down again, then we really get suspicious. That's when I got to say,
Whoa.
You didn't get suspicious the first time?
oh yeah, I did. And but
if it doesn't go down again, what do you mean if it doesn't go down again?
oh, that's like evidence. Like that's proof.
No, but how would it not go
wait a
down?
minute. So this
Well,
meeting,
if Tamara
this
again
meeting
doesn't
was
start the
meant
damn
to.
meeting.
This meeting was meant to vote him off the board. Is that what the meeting was meant to be about?
Yes, sir. That was the whole
Oh,
That was
even
the
more.
whole
That he's
That
in
was like
violation
even more
already.
part of the sauce.
That was
Violation
agenda item
already.
number uno right there. That was
how did he know about it?
oh yeah, because he got the
Oh,
agenda.
my
He's in
God.
violation
Yeah.
already. Why are you even having a second one?
Yeah, he's totally he's how do you like this whole idea of
You got to look
Yeah.
at the bylaws. What do the bylaws say?
Yeah, but
how
he's-
many
but he
chances does
basically-
he say?
He
he
basically
violated, no
invited.
question.
He basically invited everybody that he knew would be on his side, and be like, Yeah, let's see what their agenda is going to be
Well,
about voting me off the board. Well, all of his
we
cronies
got to
are
vote
with him
them
at
off
this
the
point.
board.
What
Yeah.
now you said your friend called you and told you that you had the meeting. How does he feel about it?
Well, he doesn't like
Right?
PJ either. He's like, he needs to just
But-
step down and be done.
But
you
he
know?
was at the good old boy meeting.
Because he was told to be. He was told this is where the meeting's going to be. So of course he wants to be
Yeah,
involved.
because this is what happened. The owners didn't get the note about the Zoom meeting. They only got the note about the meeting out there. The
Yep.
Zoom meeting was
Mhm.
only for the major guys. He actually took those owner
People's
notes he had
emails.
and created his own meeting without telling anybody
Right.
else on the board.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
That's how batshit crazy this dude is. This guy is.
Yeah.
You got to be careful around this motherfucker,
Yeah.
dude.
Oh, we
Yeah.
already. Yeah. No, he's got some. He's.
I'm
definitely-
talking about careful, like as in this guy is this
I
is
think he's
right.
off
He could
the
snap.
board.
Yeah, I know. He
off
could
the
snap.
board, but in your complex and still around.
Right. That he could hurt you while waiting for your ride or something
Well,
like
what
that.
you
Yeah.
do,
Fucking knows.
what you do is you go in and you say, in violation of the bylaws, you are no longer president, and that's what you say.
Oh, we're doing that anyway. We're
Well, I hope you are, because I'm not really totally convinced that you are. But I
She's
hope you
saying
are.
do it tomorrow or Monday.
I'm
whatever
saying
the-
do it now. I'm saying
Yeah,
do
like
it
before-
immediately.
Well, it's kind of late right now.
we're supposed to have
no,
our meeting.
no,
we got to
you
have our
can-
meeting.
You can
Wednesday,
always
so-
send. There doesn't need to be a meeting. He's already in violation. You send an email out that whoever is vice president supersedes him.
That would be
He's
well.
done.
That would be me technically, but I really think because Anthony's really getting a lot of
See,
shit done.
President Max.
Ah,
Go,
man,
go,
no,
Yes.
go.
Anthony's way better. I'm telling you, he's on top of this shit. Plus, he's got more time.
But you can always change your role. But what you need to do is you need to get rid of him.
Oh, that's the big
And
part.
you need to do it right now.
As soon as possible, because
Uh,
you can't
yeah.
wait till Wednesday because he already knows about
No.
Wednesday.
Nah, yeah,
You did this
don't
to-
wait until
You
Wednesday.
can't wait. You can't.
You
got
need
it.
to. He's in violation of so many. You just
so much shit right now.
Yeah, you just
This-
send it out,
this
and if
is-
he has a problem, he has a problem.
Yeah.
Right.
This is actually kind of serious in a way.
It's
Oh,
very
no question.
serious.
Yeah. This is serious shit in a way because this could come back to you legally. So maybe we should be quiet about it. But no, I don't think that makes a difference.
Nah,
Nah.
they don't give a fuck.
Nah.
Remember,
Nah,
we
we're
only got
fine.
8 views. Nobody gives a shit.
And we're not giving full.
Well,
shit,
I'm
so-
not
I don't
giving
give a
you
full
any
name.
advice you wouldn't have from an attorney,
Yeah.
because
And
basically,
not only that, there's no full names here, so just,
yeah,
Yeah, we don't
yeah,
give full
you,
names.
You have to go in and say due to
Mhm.
Her name is
violation of-
Madeline Driscoll. Not just kidding.
No.
No, it's something else.
All Madeleines.
Any
I
Madeline.
hate Madeleines. I don't. I love Madeline. I have a Madeline
but
client.
No,
No, I don't. No, I have a
Wow,
Madeline
dude.
client who I love. I just don't like the old lady Madelines. I don't
Well,
know
she's
why
an old
it
lady,
is.
Madeline. That's
Yes.
what she is.
Yes.
This actually, dude, this is actually the
Get it, or something like that.
better than I ever thought it would ever be, Max. You getting on this board, man. I'm
I bet you're loving it.
I am-
so amazing.
this
and I
is
bet you
incredible,
Koala's
dude.
loving it. And I know she
dude,
is. 'Cause
This
she's
is
asking
incredible.
for it.
This is like more than we could ask for. I was like I said, I,
mean,
was thinking of
she
we had a meeting
specifically
and
she
No, not this-
requested. She gave her a special request. She was like, "Can we do HOA first?" I'm like, "All right, shit, all right, let's do it."
oh man,
Right.
everything else is just I'm glad we didn't start the show with it because we would be like we wouldn't have been able to talk about anything else because this
You're right. It would have
Oh,
continued.
you mean we're not going to talk about Beaner? Uber?
Oh, you've been. Oh, so okay. Now here comes.
Oh,
the Uber
damn
question.
it, damn it, damn it.
I had a
There's
U-beater.
that. He's
I had an
always got that.
U-beater.
I mean,
All right, let's
I love it when white people talk about Hispanics. Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
I'm sure you do.
Don't you?
So
Don't you
let's talk
just?
about. Let's. Well, the one guy was not. I don't know what he was.
Oh god damn it.
Let's tell a you-beater story
I love the
because it happened the other night.
concession. The one guy.
So the U-beater story was. So I had
God.
an Uber driver. His name was Armando, by the way. And and I'm like, shit. I hope the guy speaks English, blah, blah, blah. So I get the notification. He was there. I call him and I said, "Hey, you're going to need the gate code to get in." He's like, "Oh, gate code. And I'm like, "Yeah, gate code. You're going to need the gate code to get in the gate." So he's not comprehending. So I said, "All right, God damn it."
Comprehending.
He no comprende. So I said, "All right, fucker,
I have such a hard time.
Man, you think well,
There's
something
a
so
reason
simple.
why we have 8 views.
Man,
Oh,
this motherfucking
keep
moist
going.
back border hopper couldn't understand why the fuck I could. I'm like trying to give you a gate code, something very simple. This is why we keep you people mowing lawns. Anyway,
However, couldn't your dumbass just go out of the gate and meet him at the front?
well, here's what I did. I eventually did. I pulled out my cane and started walking across the parking lot, and I hit the button to walk out. Once he sees I have a cane, his whole wait, I did not know, and I'm like, you stupid motherfucker, like now you put me in danger, you stupid fuck, but yet you're trying to protect me.
Wait. How does he put you in danger?
Because I'm walking across the parking lot now, right towards the gate where somebody could just drive the fuck in and run my ass over. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think you don't have an
argument. You motherfucker. You used to say that no, never will I ever play the victim. You're playing the victim right now.
You don't have an argument there.
Really?
You really
I'm
don't.
in danger.
You don't have an
sound
argument.
You sound like the trans people who feel like they're in danger because Trump's in office.
Hey.
Get the fuck out of here. I was in danger.
The fact they got to walk across the fucking parking lot. I mean,
Well, but here's
come
the
on,
deal.
man.
He didn't know you had to do it before. You didn't. Did you put in the profile that you were blind?
oh yeah, it's with go grandparent.
Okay.
Yeah. So that does change a lot because the guy couldn't read the profile because he couldn't
even fucking read the profile. That's the thing.
Most likely.
That's annoying. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So the fact he can't even read,
fair.
because and to be fair,
Okay, well, don't say that you were in danger crossing the parking lot. I mean, most blind people who learn cane travel, we know how to cross the fucking parking lot.
Well, no, it's not the
Let's not play this bullshit that we're in danger because we're blind and we're crossing a parking lot.
What parking lot are we talking about?
Well, my parking lot, my complex here.
Oh, okay. So you're in your complex.
I think you were annoyed because you couldn't find the car. It wasn't you were in danger.
No,
that could possibly be. Yeah.
No, because I was outside, I was waiting, and so all he had to do is punch in the fucking gate code, which is in the directions, by the way, and all he'd have to do is drive up to me.
Yeah,
get in the car.
Okay, but because
they don't normally do that.
No, but you know that
they normally do that. Actually,
yeah, they probably normally do that. But you know that the minute you called him. And you realize he doesn't know what the fuck a gate code is.
Yeah.
If you want to take that ride, then you better get your monkey ass out there.
You got to meet him on his terms.
I did.
You got to meet him on his terms.
But once I did, then he got all sona calito raro on me. It was like, oh wait, I did not know.
Yeah, because he knew he possibly fucked up.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why.
Fucked up.
Yeah, but he felt guilty about it. Give him a little break.
He
Give
felt
him a
guilty.
break.
Well, fuck him. He didn't get a tip either.
Well, oh my God. Because the deal is, like, he didn't know who the fuck you were. For all his intents and purposes, he thought you were some asshole who just wasn't coming out.
Well, he is an asshole.
He would read his fucking notes that comes.
He is an asshole.
Because he has to get into the gate first, and he couldn't even read the notes to get into the gate. So that's really the big idea: is how can you do your job when you can't read the?
No, I totally get that. But if you want the ride, like we were talking about, you have to meet him on his terms. He's an idiot. The guy's an idiot.
Yeah.
The guy's an idiot. But don't tell me that you were in danger of crossing your parking lot.
Yeah, you weren't.
I'm sure that everybody in your fucking complex knows that you're blind. They probably see you and they're like, "Oh yeah, there's the blind guy."
Not everybody in my complex. That's the thing too.
Well, how small is your complex? I thought it was pretty small.
It's only 104 units. In here.
Okay, so I think everybody knows.
Hey man, that's 104 motherfucker. I mean,
everybody knows the blind guy.
Okay, but Max, I know your parking lot, and I think you're definitely more frustrated in pulling that out for frustration because the real thing here is the inability for someone to be able to get into a gate.
Right. Exactly.
That's the real what the hell is that? What the.
Right.
And it's not because Like, how do you not like how do you not know like how to get into a game?
Right.
Like,
And all I'm going to give you is a few numbers and a character sign,
and
or
there
what do they call
could
it?
be an issue. There could be an issue if the notes say that he's blind and he's picking up from somewhere else.
Well,
And
let's look at the bigger picture here.
yeah,
The guy
yeah.
can't fucking read the notes, okay?
Yeah.
Right.
That's it.
So
That's
he
it. So why are
saw.
you doing the job if you can't even
Well, no.
fulfill?
You're asking a lot more than what the job is asking. He signs on to drive people.
To drive. Yeah.
Sure.
And so once he saw you, he tried what I'm understanding
He
is
made an attempt.
tried-
He didn't
Yeah.
know anything until I started walking out the gate with my cane.
Of
Of
course,
course.
You know?
because he can't fucking read the notes.
Right.
You
Yeah.
have to understand this. This is a really hard thing for people who, like us, are really independent, and we don't want to be treated like we are dependent. But the thing is, they can't read the fucking notes. But most of the people they drive, they don't have to. They're not put through that bullshit. Their service animal policies and everything else they do is so fucking antiquated and bullshit.
Yeah,
It's
I bet you it has to be
horrible.
way more difficult with service animals to deal with that.
Horrible.
Well, and
Horrible.
I've heard, I
So
thought-
the
I
thing
heard from a
is-
driver last night. He was saying that there's not enough notes for certain people. He's like, man, there was sometimes certain motherfuckers don't have enough.
But if you get someone who doesn't have the language and they're allowed to be a driver, can you imagine? I'm just saying, think about it from his point of view. He's allowed to be a driver, and he gets you, and he doesn't understand what blind means, but he knows what the address is, and he goes to the address. He doesn't know what the fuck it is.
Well, he does
And then
understand
he-
blind. We saw the cane, obviously, so he
No,
knows.
no, but he can't
Well,
read
that's
it.
what I'm saying.
But
He
he
understands.
saw it once.
So in
and-
Spanish, the word is ciego. If it
Ciego.
was if
Well, I
it
don't
was
speak
ciego,
Spanish.
well, if it was ciego in the notes, he would have been like, "Oh shit, this dude's blind."
Yeah, but so
Yeah.
once he saw it, he
Well,
tried
write
to
the notes,
help
nigga.
you. He tried to help you extra,
Yeah,
and
he
you
tried to
got
overhelp.
pissed off because you already weren't helped enough.
Well,
That's what it was.
Poor
That's what it
baby had to
was.
walk across a dangerous parking lot.
Well,
Yeah.
but then all of a sudden, when he sees that I have a cane, his whole demeanor changes. So he can.
Of course it
Of course it
did.
did, because he didn't know why the fuck you weren't responding to him.
Right, but he's treating it. So I go from being asshole to snowflake all of a sudden.
No, he's trying to.
You went from sighted to
He's-
blind.
No, and you also went to. This is the deal. You went from, oh shit, I could have fucked up a customer. That's where you went. That's where you went. It wasn't sighted to blind. It wasn't snowflake. It wasn't any of the things that we fear. You went from, oh shit, I've got an unhappy customer who can rate me badly.
Yeah, that's all he
That's where
cared
you
about.
went.
That's his
That's
bottom
possible.
line.
And you know what? He's justified in doing that. And so he tried to give you the best service he could because he didn't know what the fuck he was doing.
Oh, and you know what? And you're right, because once I got in the car, it was licking my balls. Oh,
He was probably just trying to make friends with you.
do you mind if the window's down? Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't care. It doesn't bother me.
No,
And then he asked me about the
you took
music.
you took it as a blindness offense. And
Yeah.
I get that. I get
Yeah.
that. We do
Yeah.
it a lot because we
Yep.
get it a lot.
Because we're so
Yes.
used to it. Yeah.
But
I
here's
don't
the
think
deal.
that's what
Here's
it
the deal.
was.
Here's the thing that I've never liked. I've never liked it. And I used to hang out with a lot of black people, but every time it was, oh, it's because I'm black. Oh, it's because I'm black. And it's like, no, sometimes it's just because you're a fucking asshole, right?
Right.
Do you
right?
know that
not
driver
because you're black, not because you're blind, not because you're anything. It's just
Right,
because
right.
you treated
Yeah.
him like shit or whatever. And
And
you
do
know,
you know
whatever.
that driver now looks at, I've got my rating to worry about.
Yeah.
And he never knew you before you got in his car. He never knew you before
Right.
he saw you. He
Yeah.
never
Right.
knew you before you had your cane. He didn't
Now,
know who you were. And maybe he could
what
have
you could
read.
what you could possibly do to make this a little bit easier on yourself. I've heard that I've never done it either, so I can't say that I've done it, but I've heard that you can actually take a picture of yourself. And if you took a picture of yourself with a cane in your fucking hand, then they'd be
Yeah.
like, oh, this dude's blind. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Straight up, got it.
You
No
know,
problem.
and I wonder if that's something I'll have to check with GoGo Grandparent because
Good idea.
right now with the blind shell, you can't
Shell.
download third-party apps onto your phone. So
Uh-huh.
I wonder if that's something I could send to GoGo Grandparent and be
Yeah.
like, hey, can y'all
Yeah. See if you can. Yeah. See if you can put a picture of you with a cane in your hand, and that way the immediate response is, okay,
dude has
got
a
it.
cane. You know what?
Yeah.
And you're right, because then it clarified, because I had another situation a few weeks ago where I was at a friend's house and the guy canceled on me on the grounds that because sometimes they make you look way more disabled than you are. So like they were saying the passenger may need assistance getting in the vehicle, the passenger may be
Uh-huh.
deaf,
Oh,
the
God.
passenger may be
Right,
blind,
right.
blah blah blah. They put in all kinds of shit, unnecessary stuff. They almost overly disable you.
Because they have to be,
And
or
so this
Well, I mean,
guy,
they should just put that you're blind and that's
Yeah.
it. 'Cause
Yeah.
right? They
nothing
should.
else.
Well, it's a one size fits all kind of mentality. So,
Oh, is it? Okay.
and yeah, it is because this driver, because I had an operator call me, and she was like, "So your driver canceled because he says he has a bad back and isn't able to help you get in the car." And I said, "He doesn't have
shit.
to."
Oh wow. Oh
they didn't
wow.
have to do
That's
all that.
crazy. Yeah, that's
Well,
crazy.
that's why I never put it in. But I have to also be able to understand
basic
sometimes
consequences
Well,
when
I
for
think
not. Yeah.
Louie's right as
Yeah.
far as like distinguishing your disability. Like saying,
Yeah.
"Hey, have a picture with you with your cane or something, showing that
Yeah.
you're a blind person, not a deaf person, not a tard, not a
Yeah.
Right.
guy in a wheelchair."
Because
You know,
here's the reality of it, Max, is that I know you get frustrated about this all the time. The same stories keep coming up, but it's reality. If you are going to be using these services, if you are going to be doing these things with these services, you are going to be experiencing this all the time. It's just going to be part of it. So that picture is a great way of saying, listen, at least I can have a picture there to like maybe go hint, a person who
Yeah.
can't, because you're going to have way more people who can't speak. It's frustrating as hell, but it also brings it back to the constant, and this is the problem
the
with
constant problem that we keep running into, right?
Yeah, well, it's the constant victimhood stuff, and it's the same thing. Like they did this to me because I'm black, because we're constantly feeling like we're judged, and a lot of it is psychological, and a lot of it is bullshit. A lot of it is we
What
aren't
we
being
do
judged.
know,
As much.
I think we're pretty aware of when something is
Sometimes,
Yeah,
but
sometimes, but I
but
think I get.
it's the curse. It's the curse of having these. We are so fucking different from the norm that we don't think about it like that. But we
True.
fucking are. And it's just
Yeah.
the reality of it. Even like today, I had to think about even just a little. It's not a thought to me because I do it all the time. But I'm not going to bring notes because I don't want to have to bring the fucking paper to
Right.
my
So
face.
a
I hate
visual
using my
motherfucker
phone.
doesn't even think about these things. I know what you're saying. Yeah.
And but we don't even. It's kind of part of us too. But we kind of have this strange pull and push.
We judge ourselves even harsher.
And so then
maybe.
and then we become us and them too, like the sighties. The sighties know all this. Oh, this is just a
Hey, man,
sighty,
but
and
you
you're
gotta
doing.
admit,
well,
there is some...
it's because we can't admit weakness.
Yes, it's part of it.
And,
It's definitely part of it.
A lot of it is it's okay. It's really okay to be scared. It's what I'm finding is it's okay to admit vulnerability. And that doesn't take away from the strong
why I didn't really
things
care
that
about
I do.
being in danger.
No, but I had to come to terms with that in the
I
last
still don't think
couple of
you're in
months.
danger.
Well, maybe not in danger.
I'm sticking by that story.
All right. Well,
I don't think you're in danger. I don't think you're in danger.
But here's the thing, and here's our society too. You may have at that moment a little bit in your mind because you're going through the gate, because usually they come up to your door and you don't do that. So
they don't
in your
come
mind,
to the door.
you probably...
I pull up. Well, you waited with me before, cruise
yeah,
control.
but I'm saying, but you had to go outside the gate. You had to actually go outside the gate, which you don't normally do. Into those two lanes where the cars are coming in back, and you can't tell where they are. So while I know you weren't in danger. In reality, if you really look at it, you go, "Yeah, I wasn't in danger." But at that moment,
it scared you.
It scared you.
It did, because I was like, "Oh shit!"
And you felt like you were in danger, and that's fair too. But if you weren't in danger, you felt like you were. You know
yes.
What I'm saying?
Yes. In my mind, I was like,
it pissed you off because you're like, why do I need to feel like I'm just going to the fucking bar? God damn it!
Exactly. Very simple shit.
But my thing is, okay. if a person, I don't know, I feel like sighted people can see so much further away than I can. Because
Right.
I always used to trip out. Like I'd wait for a bus, and the guy would be like, "Hey, yeah, man, the bus is coming," and it would be like fucking 2-3 minutes later, and the bus would be
Right.
there.
Like,
Like,
dude
"Fuck,
could see the lights of the bus
you can
several
see
blocks
that
away.
far." I'm like, you can
But
see
that's
that far.
2020. That's
Yeah,
2020.
but
Right.
it's crazy how much sighted people can see. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like
yeah. They'll see
it's
shit
crazy.
several blocks away. Hell yeah.
So
Yep.
so because of that, I do not feel that you were in danger because they would have saw a dude walking, and then eventually they would have looked down and said, "He has a cane.
Well,
I've got to stop."
and I would have heard an
Right?
engine too, to be fair. I
Yeah.
mean, like if an engine's coming up on me. So yeah, no, I dig it, man. But it's just it's the principle of the bullshit. Like, oh, okay, now motherfucker, now you're worried when you see the
got
guy with
mad
cane.
because somebody didn't assume that you couldn't see them.
Right.
That's why you got mad.
Because he
But
he
then all
assumed
of a
that they
sudden
could
your
read.
demeanor,
He assumed that they could read the
Well, no.
English language.
Well, no, here's the thing
Not
too,
come
because
down to it.
all of a sudden your demeanor changes. Like, well, shouldn't it be the same for everybody? Now all of a
It
sudden
would have
you
been.
see a cane.
It would have
been.
exactly been if you had sight, they would have treated you exactly the same way. What you're not liking is you didn't get special treatment. Actually, that's the funny thing.
No,
Yeah,
it was
that's exactly it. I'm sorry to tell you that because I had to face it in my own self.
I'm going to disagree with you on his because
You
I
go
got
ahead and
special
just
I
breathe me
did
off
get
all
special
you want.
treatment. I got special treatment I didn't want. Exactly. And that's the thing. It was like,
You
all of
got
a sudden
special treatment,
you find
but
out
that
I'm
was the
blind
right
and your
treatment
demeanor
to have.
changes.
But however, you do get, in a sense, you do get special treatment because you have them actually go into your gate
Yeah.
to pick you up.
Sure.
Whereas most sighted people will go just out on the street and get picked up there.
Well,
And
you know what?
also, what do you want? You weren't happy when they treated you like a prince after they fucked you over, right?
Well, yeah.
You weren't happy with that, but you certainly weren't happy with it before. What do you fucking want?
Well,
Yeah.
What do you want?
Well,
What do you want?
What I want is okay, but
I'm sorry, but
but you know what?
What do
Okay,
you want?
Like
you know what?
DMX said, "What you bitches want from us?"
Okay, you know what? That's what I'm going to start doing then. I am going to actually walk outside of my gate in the future and wait out there like they want, and let's see what happens.
And that's
Well,
what
I'll
you
tell
should
guys
fucking
next
do.
show.
Oh, okay. You ain't
I'll tell
scaring
you guys
me.
next show.
You ain't scaring me, brother.
well,
I
I
know
know.
what's gonna happen. They're gonna pick you up and take you where you want to go.
All right,
That's what's gonna happen.
let's hope that's the case. And you know what it is? I will kiss your guys' asses. I'll be like, you know what, Louie and Koala, you guys were right.
Wow.
Yeah, you were on board. You know what? I should have
You're all-
listened to you. But you
All-
know,
All
Okay.
by all moments. Okay.
yeah, I don't get
All right.
kumbaya on it. You know.
All right. All right. I'm waiting for it.
I
All right,
know.
that's interesting, guys. Holy shit, we're
Yeah. What time is it? Let's see. Let me look.
It's 10 o'clock, bro.
Oh,
damn,
shit.
We've been
We were
rolling
3 hours, almost
Yeah.
4.
Jeez.
3 hours. Yeah,
Holy shit, man.
Yeah.
fucking
I don't know
rolling,
about you
man.
guys. When I see a long ass YouTube video, I'm like, oh fuck, I'm not watching that shit.
That's why we have 8 viewers, but we're not doing this for anybody else. That's the
I
beauty
know
of
we're
it.
doing it for us.
That's
I
right.
love it.
That's
So
right.
let's see. The last story I had.
Oh, he's got another story. He's
I
still
told you I had
rolling.
two.
He's
I
still
told you-
rolling.
I told you I had 2 of them. After this one, we can be done.
All right.
Okay.
So I had another. This was
Oh
a
my
The
god.
cruise control needs his beauty sleep. Come on, man.
at 10 o'clock. Oh, getting tired. God damn it.
I just
But,
say, damn, I'm just saying.
So we
No,
had
he's
a,
mellow. He's
I
mellow.
had a U-Serve driver, and this guy. Now I don't think he was
What
Hispanic.
is you serve?
It's like another
Yeah, what
service.
the
Like
Another paratransit.
well, it's like it's through RTC. It's like Silver Ride.
They have
Okay.
like 12 things, and that's through RCT
Yeah, no
as
kidding.
well.
Like, what the
They've
hell?
got
How do you
Silver
know
Ride,
about
U
this stuff?
Serve,
Oh, they got all
Soft
these different
Serve.
services. U-Serve,
Someone
Silver
else
Ride.
to bitch about.
Yeah.
It just gives me more, guys. You like this shit. So
We do. We love it.
so
I
here it
like
was.
picking on you, like I was doing a little while ago.
Yeah. Well, here's you, sir. So I get picked up by a guy. He's a foreigner, and I get picked up at work and everything. And we get to my place. Everything's good. And I said, okay, drive in the gate. I said, and find a parking spot in front of the clubhouse, which is right in front of you. So then he goes, left or right? And I'm like, oh, okay. So I guess there's no parking spots that are free. So I said, make a left, man, and just drop me off. So he makes his left, and I said, okay, stop. And he doesn't. He continues to keep going. And I'm like, hey, man, stop. And he's continuing to go. And I'm like, hey, man, what? So then he goes, it's not safe, not safe. And I'm like, what do you mean it's not safe? And I'm like, no, dude, stop, motherfucker. Because at this point it's kidnapped. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm telling you to stop.
Really? Come on. He's just taking
Hey,
you
nigga,
down
it's kidnap is what it is, man. You
Kidnap.
don't hit the brakes when I tell you to fucking drop me off. It's kidnap. If I really
It's
want to push
false
the issue,
imprisonment. It's false.
But I thought your parking lot was dangerous. I'm sorry, I had to say it.
Yeah,
man, you know what? It's like this, man. I'm just okay. I'm looking at it from a snowflake perspective. Like if somebody really wanted to push that issue, they could say, well, you didn't stop when I told you to stop. You continued. He eventually stopped. And I'm like, what? He goes, not safe, not safe. And I'm like, what does he mean? So I'm like, unlock the door, man. So he unlocks it. I get out and then I start walking back towards where I need to go. And he's like, you don't need help? I'm like, no. And I'm like, what is this whole thing about not safe? What does he mean? Well, for him, it wasn't safe for me to walk between the cars. And I'm like thinking, like, okay, fuckface. I know in your country we're vulture pooed.
But you just said you felt dangerous.
Yes.
Parking lots.
Yes.
You're
Holy
such
shit, man.
No,
You can't have it both ways, sweetheart.
no, it ain't both ways.
Can't.
It ain't a both ways thing. It's just like,
And here's the
Totally a
solution.
both ways.
Here's
listen,
the
I
solution.
knew he wasn't kidnapping me. I knew
Here's
that.
the solution. Here's the solution.
Not about
Don't
that.
make him go in the gate. Just have him drop you off on the street, and you walk your happy ass over to
That's
your
a
fucking
pain in the
apartment.
fucking ass,
That's
man.
right.
Driving my gate like you're supposed
Oh,
to.
wow.
Driving the gate like you're instructed
Okay.
the fuck to. Drop me
Okay.
off, and that's very simple.
But you know that they're foreign.
Yeah, exactly. They should
When
go back to
you
where
know-
the fuck they're
when
I
from.
you-
love
Well, if
that.
I mean, yeah. You should just, what you should do? When you
What
call
should I
GoGo
do?
grandparent, you should say,
Mhm.
I want somebody who's white,
First of all,
Hey,
fucking the
You know
name.
what I
White-
did put?
white American, reads and speaks English, and that's it. I don't want anybody else.
Actually,
Don't
on
fucking
there.
send anybody else.
You know what?
I only want white,
You know-
English speaking, English reading motherfuckers. That's
You-
all I want.
You know what it is? Oh, so here was Louie Love, man.
No.
When I first started writing Go Grandparent, and I had this little issue, I called and I spoke to an operator, and she told me, she goes, you can put it on your profile that you just want somebody who speaks English. And I'm like, okay, cool, let's do that. And so they put that, and it does say that on my, because I actually had a driver read it to me one time. And it does say, if you don't speak English, don't pick up this passenger. But what do? Taco burrito enchilada. I'm gonna pick this nigga up anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So maybe you should change it to speaks fluent English.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We have to change every single. This is the
It's
problem.
not
Everyone's
that
ass.
bad.
Or quit being a pussy and walk your ass over to your apartment from your gate. Quit doing that shit.
Do you know how many times? Okay,
You're treated
I'm
so
gonna-
special by going into this by having people unlock your gate and take
Hey,
you
look,
directly
dude.
to your door.
I'm going to tell you.
It's hard to find that box,
stories.
though. I will say that.
I'm going to tell you some stories because I have been let off so many times where they let me off randomly. I have a big condo complex. Okay?
No, I understand that.
They're supposed to let me off in the K building area,
Mhm.
and
Oh,
usually
so
they
you're
do.
back. Okay.
But
okay.
but
Mhm.
sometimes they don't. And so
Yeah,
I rely
I
on
totally
my
get
dog.
that.
But sometimes
I
I
don't have
have
a
my
dog.
cane and I don't have a dog, and I
Mhm.
wander around. And you know what?
Yeah,
It's because Uber tells them to leave me at a certain spot.
Right.
And
correct.
I
Yeah.
just,
No,
you know what?
I
You
feel
know
you
what I
on that.
do? I
I feel you on that.
fucking get on with it.
Yeah,
I
Here-
hate
I know.
I hate to tell you,
Here's the
Max.
thing, but my
I
location is
fucking get
very
on with
close.
it.
But my location is not super remote. I mean, it's like right
Mine
there as you
isn't
pull in.
either. Mine isn't either. Mine isn't either. But
it's not super
sometimes,
remote from your gate too. You know what you could
yeah,
do? You could tell them there's a gate. There's a gate where you enter a code. Drop me
yeah,
off there. I'll
yeah,
enter the fucking code
exactly.
myself.
Okay,
Exactly.
well, you know
Walk
what?
in the
I
gate.
wish I had a gate where I entered a
And you
Go
know
code.
through
what?
my
And
go
Louis,
through
you
my
might
dangerous parking lot and get my ass home.
Louis, you might be right. Just drop me at the phone box and I'll enter my own shit and get in.
No,
You
Yes,
know what?
no,
yes.
I don't
And
have a gate. I don't have a code.
You,
I don't have anything like you have. So
Yeah,
I basically have
but
a.
he does, and that's a
I know.
landmark. He knows where he's at from the gate. I'm
oh,
sure.
sure. Once I'm at the phone box, I'm good because it's hard to find that
Yeah.
phone box
Mhm.
out there. in the
That
parking lot.
eliminates
So
everything.
why don't
Vic.
you say it?
Yep, that
Yeah.
eliminates
Why don't
all
you
your
say it?
problems because every single
Yeah.
problem you've had is them not being able to get into your
Yeah.
complex.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, but I don't feel sorry for you because
Well, you don't have to.
I don't have any of
I'm
those
not wanting you
problems.
to.
I get dropped out in the middle of fucking nowhere, and then I have to
Yes.
figure out my way back
Yes.
because I don't have a gate. I don't have a
I mean,
discernible
I
walkway.
have a house, and sometimes they drop me off a block away because I
A
live on
block
22nd.
away?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
live on 22nd Street, and they sometimes drop me off on 22nd Place, which is a block away.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
I mean,
and
that's
I'm
some
like,
shit.
piss me off, dude.
no,
And how do you?
it's not that far. It's not that far of a walk, but I sometimes I don't recognize things, and I'm like, uh-oh, they dropped me off in the wrong spot. And what
See,
do? I pull out my phone and I
And
ask
you
Siri, where the hell am I?
exactly.
And then Siri tells me that I'm on 22nd
but you
Place. I
know what?
said,
Why do
perfect.
we
Then
have to
I'll
make
go up
allowances?
to.
We're paying these motherfuckers
Because
to.
life is shit. That's why.
Well, there we go. Life is shit. All right, I
Be,
like
be,
that explanation.
It doesn't go. It doesn't always go your way.
yes, and
And
it's
it's
not
not always their
their
fault.
fault. Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
always their
No.
fault. You don't know what day they had, what
Hey,
and when you're upset about that person, and I don't know if
I mean,
this
you
is,
almost sound like a soft bit.
yeah,
You serve me. You serve me. Right?
oh damn! He called. He sound like a sob sit.
and
Yeah.
it sucks, and it makes you angry, and I totally get it. It
Yeah. No,
completely
I get
makes you
it.
angry. It hurts a lot too, and
But
there are
I think
things
what you
that
can do. I think what you can do is meet him at the gate. Have
yeah
him drop you off at the gate.
yeah
I mean,
just do that.
it's sad that I got to wipe people's asses that way, but I guess that's the
No,
way it's got to
no,
be.
no. Why do you have to wipe people's asses that
That's
way?
because obviously you
You're,
got. Oh, okay, we'll go meet you at
but
the gate. You can't
no,
get
but
in.
think about it, Max. You're getting rides.
Oh, so I should be grateful, huh?
Yeah, you should be. You should be. Actually, all of us should be.
I mean,
Actually.
honestly, all of us should be
Hey,
because
when I'm paying for the service, God damn it,
when
I
you're
should at least.
okay,
Yeah,
when
but
you're
do you
paying
want
for
to?
it.
If
Do
I was
you
getting
want
it
to
for
be?
free,
But
if I was getting,
what if there wasn't a service at all? How'd you
well,
get around?
But yeah,
And
that's not the
well,
way we
you'd
used to
have
be.
to
and
make do, wouldn't you?
also, do
You'd
you
have to
want to
do
be?
what?
You'd have to make do. You'd have to make do, obviously.
Oh, so then I think you have to make do by walking from your fucking gate to your apartment.
Again, I'm paying these people.
But do you want to be the person?
I
So
pay $80
I'm
a month
gonna
to ride this fucking
I'm
service.
gonna tell a little story, and I'm gonna be very brief. But
Okay.
I my brother married his second wife, and we went to the Ritz for my birthday. And
Dang.
what I
Damn.
saw
That's what I'm saying.
well, my brother's very rich,
Ah.
and so what I saw of her, I didn't like because she treated everybody like this
Like
is
they
what
owed her kind of thing.
yeah, yeah. And so, even, they put the towels down for you, everything else. And it actually made me really rethink a lot of, yeah, they have to do it. And we're entitled to this because we paid for this. But you know what? It translates into what you're talking about. Like, you're entitled to good service, but you're also entitled to give them a little bit of a break because you don't really know what their day's like.
I'm not that guy that treats people bad just cause. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm paying for this. Fuck you. You're below me.
Yeah.
I'll thank people. As a matter of
Oh,
fact, I've got
as long as they do exactly what you want them
Yeah.
to do.
And
well,
you
okay,
don't
like
you don't know why they don't. But
I've been
you
at
don't
restaurants, nice restaurants where they pour the water and things, and I thank them, and I get
but
weird
you
looks. I get
but
weird,
you
weird ass looks.
you honestly don't. That's where I'm saying your kindness is different than your temper. Okay? Your temper gets you because you assume that somebody's trying to fuck with you. And they're
Ah,
not. They're not. You are
Mhm.
a kinder person if it comes down to it, you're one of the kindest people I know. You really are.
wow.
And so I think that you have to just get that temper under control.
Temper.
But then again, this is how he does it. He comes on here
Yeah.
and he rants to us, but he's got to expect us to push back and go, no, no, no.
You know what? I'm all right
that's-
with that. I'm good with that. I like
Yeah.
that. This is why we're having this dialogue. If I just wanted to just be pissed off, I'd be like, ah, fuck you.
But
I'm not gonna
truly,
Yeah,
do that.
exactly.
but truly, I believe that you are kinder than you express.
Oh, absolutely. There's no
You
question about that.
And of course they piss you off. Of course they
Well,
piss you off.
my wife is actually that way too. Like
Ah.
everybody who meets her for the first time, they're probably like, "Oh,
Think she's a bitch."
She's a bitch. She's a bitch." And I'm like, "No, you don't know. You don't know the nice side of her. You don't know the giving side of her. Like that's what caused me to fall in love with her was that.
You
The
saw that
tough,
side.
yeah, but
So
the
you
tough
had
guy,
to dig a little bit, right?
yeah, I had to
just
dig
kinda
a little
figure out-
bit. But she was like the tough girl, like, nobody can fuck with me.
Right. You're like,
And it's just like,
Mhm.
and I'm
I
like,
see something deeper.
yeah, I see something more in
No, that
there.
Louie's like, I'm going to crack that nut.
And he did.
Oh
He
dear.
cracked it and busted it.
Well, that's
Oh.
actually kind of true, I think.
Mhm, I know. You're
It
like,
was it was a
I see. I see
it was a
here.
challenge. It was a challenge.
Mhm.
It was a challenge.
And you
No,
were
I
up for
agree.
it, weren't you?
Yeah.
You were up for the
I
challenge.
was. I was. I like a strong chick. I like a
Hell
strong
yeah.
chick.
You know what? I
Yeah.
do too. I like strong women. I like women that will,
Yeah.
not always agree with me.
Yeah.
Call, like, hey man,
Call me out on my bullshit.
argue. Yeah, exactly. Call me out of my shit when
Yeah.
necessary. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
hell yeah.
And she's still, I mean, we've been married for almost 20 years, and she still calls me out on my bullshit sometimes. I'm like, oh, yeah, you're right.
That's-
You're right. You're
Yep.
right.
You got
Yep.
bullshit
Why
that
don't
needs
you
to be
agree
called
with me?
on.
I'm like, you're right. Okay, I got you.
Right,
Okay.
right,
It's
right.
crazy though, man. It's
You're
crazy
right.
how all these different aspects of things like play into it, because this is about just your in general how you feel about like service, but it's also about your vision. It's also about like adapting to situations. There's so much that
Yep.
goes into this whole thing, because
Yeah.
Oh,
the
totally.
simplest thing of this is to avoid this is really simple. Everything comes down to that gate code. Like you just bypass the gate code and 90% of your
And
problems
listen,
go away.
let me
And
tell
but
you
but
something
I get
else.
I get
Let me
what
tell
you're
you
saying
something.
though.
Me and Anthony hate this. We hate this fucking gate.
Yes,
and get
I
the
hate it
picture
too.
of you with the cane in your hand.
Yeah, do that.
No,
Yeah,
I like
adapt
it.
Post
a
it on
little
your
bit,
profile.
And some of the ideas you guys have thrown out are good. So I like
but
like taking
there's
the
just
picture
so
of the
much that
cane.
goes into all these things.
But-
It's
but-
crazy.
But like Anthony and I hate the gate. We both have talked about it. He's
I've
like,
never liked that fucking gate either.
Oh,
They just
dude.
put in that goddamn that button.
Yes.
They just
Oh,
put it
and
PJ.
you remember
Here
when
we
they used to
go.
be apartments? You used to come visit me, remember? And there was no gate here, and it was
and they just literally this year put a button on the inside so people can get out.
prior
Like they
to
didn't
that,
have
they
a,
didn't have that.
have a way of for people walking. I had to
Oh.
wait for the gate to open
Yep.
to
Yep.
go.
When
That's
cruise control would
bullshit.
leave in the next
I
morning.
go, a
after
car's
being
coming
so
out.
hammered.
I go, a car's coming. I got to go. Later on, I have to run down the stairs and
That's right.
Right?
You have to
Wow.
run out and watch for a car.
Go across
Yep.
that dangerous parking lot and get to the.
I had to
That's what it
dodge,
is.
dude.
There was a car was coming, and he's got to run right
Dude, I
towards that
literally
gate and
got
get his
hit
ass
like
Don't
four
let
over.
your
times,
life-
man. It's why I have gout in my right leg. There was that one time I got
Running across
nailed
my
by.
parking lot.
They were going
I
80
know.
around the turn, and that one, it just blasted me, dude. And I
Man,
flew,
dude.
and I hit the gate.
Oh, that was actually my point about people who can see so far. They're gonna see you.
Yeah,
It's not like they're not gonna see you when they come in the gate.
Oh, yeah.
They're gonna
Yeah.
see
True
you.
that.
so
True that.
you'll be there. They'll see you. They'll see the cane. Then they'll you heard the car squeal, and they'll drive away and go, "Oh fuck that guy!"
You're talking to someone who
probably should have seen me but didn't, and I got hit.
Okay.
by a
That's the
car.
other thing.
All
There's
right,
some
all
times
right,
where
all right.
sighted motherfuckers can't see you,
All right,
supposedly.
okay.
Okay,
That was
but that was on the street.
Well, not
This is
only
a-
that,
Exactly. It's
not
on the
This is
street.
a
You see a
person.
girl
This is
walking
a
with her
person
dog.
coming. This is a
and
person.
you know what I had to learn with my therapist was how many thousands of times did you cross that
that
street?
street. Yeah.
And it
That's
was
the
fine.
point. That's the
And
motherfucking
I
point.
said,
but not
so many.
But see, Max is trying to prove a point, and I'm trying to prove this point wrong. So,
You are.
No,
so-
he's just
so
he's
people
just
are-
pissed off.
but
I'm not pissed
on that
Yes, you are.
street, how fast was that dude going when they hit you?
It was a woman, I think, that hit you, right?
30 miles an hour, maybe, right?
Oh, about 20 miles an hour.
20
I was
miles an hour.
hitting a four-way.
All right. When you go into I've seen
That has to
apartment,
be fast
I've seen
driving.
apartment buildings. I've seen apartment buildings that have gates. You know how fast those cars are going? Fucking 5 miles an hour.
Yeah, they're cruising.
They're not going fast.
Cruising.
They're not
I don't
going
know. I've
fast.
seen some people whip in here before. There's been some people that
No, sweetheart.
Okay, we're
you
all
have not.
trying to justify a thing that's it's like we're going in circles here because we all know what the
I mean, first of
yeah.
all, when you get to the gate, they probably have to like do a little like whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean they could be going 20. They could be. We all know it's the real reason is you just didn't want to get out of your
Yeah.
your apartment
Well,
and go down to the gate.
no, actually, no. I think it's.
There's a lot more.
They have to come to a dead stop in order to open the gate first.
I
You know
want
what?
to
They
tap
can't
in.
accelerate.
Wait,
they can't
wait,
accelerate
wait.
to 60
guys,
miles an hour.
But let's go with the.
I want to tap into something, and it might be you could.
I got to tap a kidney again.
Well, okay,
So
but
you guys go ahead and talk. I'm going to go take a piss.
You gotta tap a kidney.
because I needed to have him here for that.
Okay,
but-
we can
Yeah,
wait for
well.
a second.
We can wait for a second.
We're already rolling, so we're here. So. I gotta get some
I
water.
think it's
actually,
because
so.
he got hit by a car.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
and
I can
I'm
see that.
not sure how to
No,
other than being just blatant. Tap
Like,
into
Yeah,
it.
I think he'll take that. No worries. He'll agree with you.
go get some water, Cruz.
Yeah,
Go get
I'll
some
do
water. So yeah, no, I think you're right. I think you're right about that.
I think
That makes
he's very
complete
scared
sense.
about it
Yeah, that makes complete sense.
because he doesn't even like to talk about when I got hit by the car. So I think
Oh,
that
he kind of like avoids the situation,
I
like
think
he just kind of.
it goes back. He had a worse time than I did. So
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Well, yeah, that could be definitely a part of it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Like that's if you go through a traumatic event, you don't want that shit to happen again.
Of course,
back.
and
So
and
you want to
and you get
do
scared.
everything you can. You want to do everything you can to avoid that.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah, and
But
then
I think
who knows what the
I still think
situation was.
I still think he's expecting too much of people.
Well, of course,
Yeah. Yeah.
we all know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
to my point though, when you get to one of those gates, okay, I mean, maybe maybe somebody else can vouch for me on this one. When you get to these gates, you have to turn into the little driveway that leads to the gate. Then you have to do whatever they do. Like some people have these like little things that maybe they have to actually open the punch in the code or something like that.
Yeah.
They're at a dead stop when they're doing all that.
Well, and they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
The gate has to slowly open. It doesn't just like zoom, open real fast, and then the car's like going through it real fast. The gate has to open up slowly, I'm assuming,
Mhm.
because that's how I've
Mhm.
seen gates work before. It has to open up slowly, and then the car may take off because they're trying to get to their house. They're like trying to zoom, but all that time they could see Max walking through the parking lot, like, oh, there's a blind dude. Okay, let me not zoom
No,
through here.
you have to be obvious. So what I do is I get into an obvious spot and I always put my phone out
Oh.
so that they know, oh, somebody's out there with their phone, and that's the only person I'm seeing. And that works really well.
So Max,
Okay.
Koala had an observation, and I think you'll agree with her.
Okay.
So,
well, who we got?
About why you're so upset about and that danger feeling. So it's really simple. Go ahead. Actually, I'll let you talk about it.
You got hit by a car.
I did. Yes.
And I did too.
Mhm.
And I think that maybe I don't know if this is true, but do you feel that some of the fear and the angst that you feel about parking lots, and I don't know where you got hit.
It was a parking lot, funny enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and there are times for a while
you
where
get scared.
if I was walking with a person and a car drove up next to us,
Yeah,
I'd jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
No
the
question.
Yeah, that's the PTSD.
There we go with some PTSD. You know, not about
Yep.
somebody's uncle yelled at them when they were 10 years old or
No,
somebody.
no,
Like,
no.
this is some real shit.
It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. It's really real. Because what I had was I was coming downstairs from a Pilates session, and they had a person doing roofing.
Oh.
And the noise that the crane made,
they call it blind man's fog,
sounded like a horn.
Blind man's fog.
And
well,
I
had a mobility instructor.
I just froze. I just froze.
Oh wow!
And I'm like, why the fuck would anybody be, driving a car in here, right? But
right. But the first thought in your mind was, oh shit, there's a car coming.
So I get it. I get it. So you have to get past that. And that is a huge part of why that situation bothered you, because it upset you. And
yeah.
Well,
you gotta get with that, because nobody was trying to hurt you, and everybody was trying to help you.
Right.
And you still couldn't get that, because I don't know if it was whether you felt like you couldn't be weak.
That's part of it. There's part of it, where I was like, I don't want to be a bitch. I don't want to be,
But also because you were weak in that situation.
Yeah.
And that's really hard.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks. I hate it. I hate being
I completely get that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So how long ago was that?
When I was hit by the car? That was back in 2000.
Okay, so 25 years.
I understand it's 25 years ago, but there's still
no. I'm not trying to minimize it at all.
And I never went to counseling. I was like, okay, I just got to deal. I just got to,
Yeah,
whatever.
no, I get that. I'm not trying to say, oh, it's 25 years ago, get over it. Right. I'm not trying to say that. I'm not trying to say that at all. I was just saying in my head how long ago it was. So, the reality is that, I this might be more armchair psychology than anything else, but I feel like the more you're exposed to it, the less it'll probably, okay, I've gone through these.
Sometimes when people say face your fears, it's like, man, there's a whole reason why I'm trying to avoid these things.
Listen a little bit.
Is there a way that you can make sure that you're reasonably safe? Like, when we do cane travel, I remember, I do this to this day. And I sometimes I don't even use a cane because my wife is with me. But if I'm in a parking lot though, I walk directly behind cars because that's how I was trained.
Oh, yeah. If I can hear, that I'm behind the vehicle, yeah, absolutely. Although then they could back up. That's another thing.
They can, but again, it's crazy. And maybe it's just me, but I feel like if somebody hits me, it's completely their fault.
Oh, totally. But at the same time,
because
they can.
No, I understand that you don't want to get hit, but it's like if they back up and they don't see you, they're fucking assholes. They're idiots because People
It
can
doesn't
see.
matter. I'm still injured.
People can see a long way. People can see a
Yeah.
long way.
Well, that's like
There's no excuse.
this stupid son of a bitch that I was walking in that hit me. You know, he claimed he didn't see me. I was right in front of his car. And he was like, well, I was looking left and you were coming up from my right. You know,
there's a lot baked into this shit. Definitely.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Yeah.
And you know what? We
Interesting
may have
fucking
to
shit, man.
we may have to continue this another time.
Yeah,
But anyway, there was a lot of shit that went down.
So is that one of the reasons why you want people to enter the gate code and do the thing?
Yeah, I prefer that, yes, because otherwise I'm walking across an open parking lot with people driving in. It's like, oh shit, you know. So yeah, there's a little PTSD there. I will say that, you know, but
damn, guys.
I want to just weigh in because as someone who
Cruz
cares
is trying to
about
shut
you,
it down and everybody's trying to say something.
well,
No,
no,
go ahead.
as someone who cares about you, I see some of the transportation issues that you have as it's control, and I get it. I get it. I don't think anyone else gets this on that call because I got hit physically.
right.
By
Once
a
you've
car.
been struck by a car and you're in that situation.
And it really messes you up psychologically. It makes you feel like, oh, everything that everyone thought about your independence gets compromised.
Well, because
No?
you know, and after I was hit by the car.
Oh, of course you could. Of course you could.
Well, you know, I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you. Even my mom was saying, you know, I think we need to revisit. She'd say we again with we got your little pocket mouse friend. We need to revisit, you know, you getting a dog. You know, she would say things like that.
So scared, and it's these things that people put into your head.
Yeah,
and that goes a long way. But that goes a long way into a lot of the conversations that you're talking about with paratransit, with Lyft, with all these things.
Oh, totally.
And it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I
mean, it's heavy shit. Like, you know, I don't think anyone who has ever been through it can understand it.
Anyone who's ever not been
through it. Thank you.
Can understand.
Can understand. Yeah, thank you.
Right. If you haven't been there, you can't really. You're not qualified to talk about it. That's how I feel.
Because
on that.
You can't go home and just feel like, oh my God, I'm so glad I'm here. I'm taking care of my guide dog. Thank God he's still alive. The dog.
Well, that's the other thing.
The car didn't kill him.
In your case, you had a dog. You thought, shit, I could have killed my dog. You know what I mean?
Well, I thought they could have killed him.
That's what I'm saying. You're looking out for like, oh shit, you're looking at the dog like your kid. So like, damn, I failed the dog. You know, so I can definitely see where the magnitude. You know, it's almost worse in your situation. For me, it was just me. Like, oh shit, I got hit by a car. But in your case, like, damn, I had another life that was depending on me that could have, you know, been, you know, eliminated.
Yeah. Well, the life, you know, the reason he was saved was because he pulled me too far. He tried to pull me out of the way. And so the car didn't actually hit him. It only just hit my arm.
Wow.
And so I got fucked up. But, you know, those are things that people never have to even think about.
Nope. You're right. It's crazy. It's like, damn, you know, this is something, it's way beyond your other people's pay grades in those cases.
Yeah.
Wow.
But we go through it.
It happens.
That's the nothing sacred drink.
Oh God, man. All right, should we shrink wrap this up, man?
I think so. I'm at the point. Yeah, I think so. It's about that time.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to get to the store before 11. So
what you gonna do, man? Buy some beer?
No, I'm gonna get some soda and some cash out. So
cool.
I gotta do so. I gotta do that.
You guys
tomorrow morning.
You guys stores closed at 11?
Yep.
Oh shit! All right, let's wrap this up, man. All right, this is the nothing fucking sacred, drunken sacred, whatever the hell it is. I don't know what it is. goddamn.
It's all good. Wow, we were rolling. Like I said, the title, we already got the title. What the stuttering fuck?
Scuttering fuck.
Scuttering, not
Scuttering,
stuttering.
scuttering,
Hey, stuttering and
scuttering, not
because
stuttering.
what is it? Parky D is going to be in the house.
Oh god.
Because I'm cool
Oh,
control.
And I'm at kill with hammer.
Oh my.
I'm Louie Loke. I'm not gonna put on no retarded voice.
And
Come on, Koala.
I'm just Koala. It's okay.
and that's the story
there.
That's the story there, bitches.
Fuckers. See you later.
We are nothing sacred. We are nothing sacred. We are nothing sacred.
With Maxwell Silverhammer.
We are nothing sacred. With cruise control. We are nothing sacred.